You're lucky that I'm gracing you with my ideas.
Listen.
You're lying. No, I'm not lying.
So stop believing the lies, honey.
We kind of had a verbal agreement that we just wouldn't date any of our friends.
That's not realistic.
We're not supposed to hang out, by the way.
Wait, what?
Dressed in all black like the Omen.
Not smart. You're not smart.
And keep your mouth shut and just do as you're told. Like, that's probably the best. Keep your mouth shut and do as you're told.
Are you
That
wishing
works
that
for
he
me.
would have taken his own advice maybe back in the day
Exactly.
a little
Like, you
bit?
learn
I
from
think
your
that's why,
mistakes.
yeah, he's been there before, so.
I've been there, and I've come a long way since that time of my life. I'm such a different person now.
So stop believing the lies, honey.
So I can reflect a little bit and be like, man, I wish I would have done that. So yeah, my best advice is when I was down where he is right now, I've been where he is. It's the awful, awful place. And it's just, you gotta weather this storm and just
Learn from it.
Learn from it.
I don't know what to expect.
I was the OG home wrecking whore of this group, and then came Lala, and now here you are.
We're not divorced yet. This is my husband. I want to light them both on fire.
Should I ask Ali to marry me?
I'm so done.
Having sex like 4 times a year.
I can't have sex with somebody who feels like a stranger.
But relationships are tough.
I wish we both would have tried harder.
You don't deserve one tear of mine.
You don't know what's going on between us.
I don't regret our relationship.
I had so much rage in me.
You will learn how to deal with your problems.
You want anything?
For you to die.
The new thing is that, you know, as a cis male,
Did you say cyst?
raise your voice, yell, do whatever you feel entitled to do. But as a straight male, if I was a woman, I could do that. If I was a gay male, I could do that. But as a straight male, if I raise my voice, it's wrong.
Like, I accepted it, by the way. I accepted it. Like, I was like, okay, like, you know, Ken and Lisa, they probably don't have sex all the time. Like, this is probably how it is. Like, you know, you get in a relationship, like, for a long time, you just stop having sex. This is one of the things that happens. I hear it all the time. So I accepted it, you know. I got porn, I got whatever. I can just go crack one off in the bathroom, you know? Like, be done with it. But...
Like he's 40. He's 40 years old, everybody.
Now there's...
He's such a loser.
You're a worm with a mustache. You're a worm with a mustache.
Like, adopted Raquel is like, you can come live with us, you can hang out with us.
The pageant girl.
This was like Ariana's best friend.
That's insane. And this was going on for like 6 months.
For 7 months.
Wow. That's a long time. That's grounds for dismissal.
Or like murder. You want anything?
For you to die. Like, that's a wrap
I will
after
destroy
that.
you, bitch.
You don't mention someone's children, period, and your injured son and your whole daughter. Like, that's a wrap after that.
And then she says, you pimped your daughter out to have her get f***ed by John Legend to get his tickets or something for your injured son.
That tweet.
That was it. Like, I heard injured son, and
Like, that's a wrap
I will
after
destroy
that.
you, bitch.
You don't mention someone's children, period, and your injured son and your whole daughter.
Really?
Sarah,
I know.
Is this the world we live in?
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bravo Breakdown with Joleen. That's me, stand-up comedian and Bravo superfan Joleen Lunzer here to break it all down for you. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Vanderpump Rules, the season finale. We're going to get into it. We're going to roast it, and we're going to recap it the way we do here with a comedic twist, but also a very opinionated twist as well. So, if you don't like ladies with strong opinions, you're definitely not going to like me.
That's my opinion!
But if you do, and you have strong opinions as well, feel free to sound off in the live chat. We have a great live chat happening every time we're live here on my channel. You are welcome to your opinion, even if it is different from mine, as long as we remain respectful with one another. Let's have some fun and really break down this crazy Vanderpump Rules finale. But first, make sure you smash that like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Shout out to Lavender Blunts for becoming a YouTube member. Welcome. Appreciate you. Also, Jennifer Williams. For some reason, I'm not able to click on it, but you gave me a $9.99 super chat, and that is very much appreciated. If you guys want to support my channel further than a like or leaving comments in the live chat, which is always appreciated, you can send a super chat like Jennifer Williams did, or join one of my YouTube memberships, or check out my Patreon. All right, you guys, we have to get into it. I see your comments. I won't be able to get to everyone's comments, but I will try my best to highlight some as we go through. Also, thank you for your patience, everybody. I am dealing with quite the allergies today. You can probably tell from my eyes. I want to scratch them out of my head. And I've tried switching up my medication, and it's bad. Some days it's really bad. So I had to push the live back, and then I had to try to put on some kind of makeup or something. But apologies if you hear me sniffling a lot, or if my mascara starts running down my face. I'm going to be doing a Candace from Potomac and probably just make a triangle and, and dabbing my eyes. So thank you in advance for your understanding. And thank you, Jackie C. I appreciate the super chat and the love, you guys. Love you, Miss Jolie Lou. Cute. I'm so excited to hear your thoughts on this. I have a lot of thoughts on this. My first thought is, when was Tom Sandoval really going to tell Ariana about this affair with Rachel Raquel? He says he was going to tell her before the reunion. Him and Rachel Raquel, they're real human beings. So obviously they were going to tell her before the reunion. Sound off in the chat what you think. But I will show you when I think Tom Sandy Butt. That's what we call him here on my channel. If you're new here, you can call him Sandy Balls. You can call him Sandoval. You can call him whatever you want. I think he was, a lot of you are saying never. I think he was going to tell her before retirement. Okay, which is ironically tomorrow. Tom Sandoval, officially in the United States of America, is able to start collecting Social Security after tomorrow, which is his 65th birthday, allegedly. So yeah, mazel to the cheater pumpkin eater. Actually, you don't even get to eat pumpkins because pumpkins are great. And you don't get that, Tom Sandoval, because you're a monster. But that's what I'm thinking. A lot of you are like, nope, never. He was not. For 7 months exactly. But he was going to tell her, like Witness says, before the reunion. Sure, sir, lies a lot, says Miss Hayall. Sure. And obviously we have a lot of just this finale was jam-packed. So we have a lot to talk about. Okay. And if there are specific things you guys want me to hit at, just put it in the chat. If I don't see it right away, just keep putting it as we get there, where it's going to be, going to try to go chronologically through this, but we're probably going to have to jump around. Miami girl is vindicated. Yes, justice for Miami girl. Jennifer Williams, thank you so much. Now I can highlight your super chat. I think you sent another one. The no apology from Tom to Ariana's face was next level. That scene, you guys, I took notes on that scene. Okay, so here's what I did. I watched this finale 2.5 times. Okay, I cried twice. All right. I don't know. Sound off in the chat if you also, I mean, there was anger. I went through, I think, all the stages of grief. I don't know if there's 22 stages or 5 stages. I'm not sure. Just like Ariana on Watch What Happens Live, I'm not sure what exactly they are, but I know I was mad and I was sad. And there are certain parts that we will talk about that were the hardest to watch. This was arguably one of the worst, best pieces of reality, cinematic genius I have ever seen. This is like what writers and actors win. Also, shout out to the writers. Just in Hollywood in general. What they win Emmys and Oscars for. This was it was beyond words. It was just beyond. Okay, I don't feel so bad. Lauren says I was a puddle on the floor when she said, that's the part, Lauren. That's the part. That's the part. Because if you've ever felt that way, if you've ever said that to someone, or maybe even had someone say that to you, to speak to someone who has done you so wrong and so dirty, and to open your heart up so vulnerably like Ariana did in that moment, to express to him in all of her naked honesty that I would have done anything for you. Whatever I needed to change, I was ready to build my life around you. I loved you. You were my person. You could have had it all, and you threw it away for a woman whose one beauty pageant talent is pretending and trying to stand and balance herself on a surfboard on a stage at a community college, like Lala said. And even that, she failed at. All right. I'm telling you, it brought up old healed wounds for me, and I'm sure for a lot of you, but like Shay says, it brought up newly healed wounds. She was ride or fucking die for him. You could have just said no. All right. So this episode starts. Let me pull up a different picture, even though this one, I think this encapsulates exactly what I see and what I think of when I talk about or mention Tom Sandybutt. Is this. This is Tom Sandybutt's true self coming forward. A man who is trying to run from reality and father and mother time and mother nature and his own uncontrollable wiener, allegedly. This is who this man is. He wants to be like, dude, and be 20 years younger, but guess what? Time stops for no one. Everything moves forward, progresses, or it ends. Those are your only options. You can't go back, midlife crisis. This is probably one of the worst midlife crises I've ever seen, in that it's handled so poorly. And like Ariana said, this is a very common thing to be turning 40, going through a midlife crisis, wondering, what is this it? Is this, I mean, I've talked about it. I'm currently going through a midlife crisis, but Jesus, eat some ice cream and watch some old Gavin Rossdale, whatever got you hype when you were younger, live at Woodstock 99. It'll change your life. Okay. Listen to Glycerine on repeat, cry, and then go hug your spouse and be grateful for what you have, or yourself, or your cat, or your dog, anything, rather than put your 87-year-old wiener in your life partner's, one of her best friends. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, I'm trying to find a good pic to throw up. I want just a pic of Ariana, but I might not get that. Okay, we'll just start with this one because this is the beginning. Okay, the beginning. The producers say, all right, ready to talk about this? And they both say no in unison. Also, shout out to the editors of this finale episode. It was painful. It was beautiful. It was painfully beautiful. It was beautifully painful. Okay. Thank you. Ashes to ashes, dust to side chicks. We have the Vanderpump Rules season finale. Now, not the season finale we were supposed to get because this is the second season finale. Last week's episode was supposed to be our season finale, but obviously they had to go back into filming, as you know, and we got this piece of beautiful, tragic cinematography. All right. And yes, Kath, Ariana is gorgeous. It is Charlie Sheen level midlife crisis. Natasha B couldn't have said it better. Couldn't have said it better. Okay. They show the screen flashes March 1st, 2023. They're at Watch What Happens Live. All right. And it is Scheana and it's Rachel Raquel and Andy Cohen asked that question that changed everything in the Bravoverse and the Vanderpump Rules world. He says, who's the hotter Tom, Sandoval or Schwartz? Scheana goes, Sandoval. And then at the same time, Rachel Raquel looks at Scheana and goes, Sandoval. And Sheena's like, what? And that is the moment when everyone was like, the record scratch, like, excuse me? Sandoval. But the whole season was you guys tormenting Katie over this Schwartz thing and how he should be able to kiss whoever he wants, even though he made a agreement with Katie that they'd stay out of the friend group that he complained about the whole time. And everyone tried to get him out of this agreement he made so that him and Katie could remain friends. She's like, I don't care who you have sex with. I don't care who you hook up with. I'm going to hook up with a 25 to 26-year-old actor with a little bit of poodle hair who's cute. And that's fine. So you can go find yourself a poodle-haired actor. And he was like, no, Rachel Raquel. All right. So then we have the producers go, ready to talk about this? And they both go, no. Ariana and Tom Sandybutt say no. Then we hear the phone story. Tom Sandybutt's like, I was like premiering my new song. Dude, seriously, I was premiering my new song. And it was like, pardon me. What? Wait, no, that's Incubus that I sing into the microphone in my karaoke band. It's something about something and then something about something. It's like, I love a dick flute, dick flute, dick flute. Have you ever blown into a dick flute like, dude, it's so freeing, dude, dude, dude. Are you my dude or my dick float? Flute, float, flute, float, flute, dude, dude, dude. Good, right? Seriously, God, I sing from my abs. That's where my talent lies. Ha! So he's talking about this new song he's releasing at Tom Tom. We see pictures of Ariana cheering on her man like, yes, I know you're horrible at singing. You know this is all in the back of her head. I know you're horrible at singing, baby. I know you have no true talent, but I love you anyways. I've been with you since you had a 97 Honda Civic, and so I am going to sit here and pretend you know what you're doing. I'm going to support you through this midlife crisis and this, you know, whatever's happening here with you having no talent at all, but yet you're still giving a platform to be on stage and charge a ridiculous amount for your tickets. I'm going to support it. Okay. And in this moment, he's like, my phone, I was performing my new song, dick flute, everybody loves a dick flute. And then my phone fell out of my pockets of my glitter pants. Because as you know, dude, the way they make glitter pants, it's like, come on. They just don't make them like they used to. They got to have deeper pockets. But then if the pockets are too deep, you look fat. And I can't look fat. My goal in life is to be thin. I just want to be thin and have abs that you can see through my tiny t-shirts or midriff shirts, right? Thank you, Jennifer Williams. When he said if she would have followed him, she could have. I seriously can't. Oh, we'll get to that. We will get to that. We will get to that. So he says the phone falls out of his pocket. Someone finds it. One of his fans, who are probably headed outside because their ears are bleeding listening to this man pretend he can sing. It's a travesty on music. Everyone in his band should take all of his money and then walk out and never talk to him again, because I can't imagine the therapy they're going to need to get through the fact that they were on stage with this guy and they actually have talent. I mean, it's going to be very rough for them. All right. Falls out of his pocket. Someone picks it up who's on their way out crying, ears bleeding. Why did I go to this Tom Sandoval concert? It's horrible. It's Tom Sandoval, the most extras, but it should be Tom Sandoval and the no talent. He has no talent. It hurts. I can't stare at his abs long enough to make it stop hurting even. It's horrible. They give the phone to Ariana. Ariana says, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was women's intuition. I don't know if it was the Lord themselves. I don't know if it was Mother Nature. I don't know if it was Charlotte's spirit. But I checked the phone. And what they found, as we all know now, is a FaceTime video that Tom Sandybutt had on his phone of him and Rachel Raquel the night before at Schwartz's house. And they don't say diddling themselves to themselves, because I mean that's what they were doing. They're masturbating, allegedly, on FaceTime together, and there was a screen recording. And Ariana, that's how she found out. It's bad enough this affair has been going on for 7 months or 7 years. At this point, I feel like we'll never know the truth, but it's definitely longer than 7 months. I think it goes all the way back to Coachella 2022, in my opinion. From the ample research I've done, yes, I think so. All right. So she sees the phone. She sees this horrible thing, confronts Tom. Tom's only worry is, oh, dude, let's go outside so no one hears us. He's more worried about his reputation. He's more worried about what others will think. He's more worried that maybe he won't sell tickets to his show anymore. And Ariana is just, I'm sure, raw, hurt. Oh my God. There's so many horrible ways you can find out someone is cheating on you. I think the most horrible is to find them in the act, whether that's in person you walk in or in nowadays on a phone where you're just like, oh my God, what the hell? Like where you just see them stroking their genitals to one another. All right. So then he says, normally I would get rid of these sort of things, but I've been really busy lately with the new Dick Flute song. So I just couldn't delete it. And or, as Ariana told us, I believe on Watch What Happens Live, Tom Sandybutt had one of those secret folders that some problematic dudes, and maybe some women as well, have on their phones where it looks like it's a calculator, and really it's where they keep their porn. It's where they keep their cheating stuff. It's where they keep their double life. So this is where Tom Sandoval kept his double life in a calculator. How ironic, coming from a man who is bankrupting himself and his life partner with his business choices, and also someone who is morally bankrupt. Very ironic that a calculator would be where he hides that moral bankruptcy and financial. But I digress. Here we go. So then Ariana calls Rachel Raquel. And Rachel Raquel says she begged Rachel Raquel, please, if you've ever cared about me, tell me what happened. And she said that they kissed. But later she pressed Tom Sandybutt, who then said that they had sex in Rachel Raquel's car while it was parked in Tom Sandoval's and Ariana's driveway the night Charlotte died. And he still went out to go get drinks and film and then stayed out all night. And he told the story on Howie Mandel, but he told it a little differently. He said they banged in the backyard. So I'm a little confused by that, Tom. But I guess these liars, like Judge Judy says, when you're telling the truth, you don't have to have a good memory. But when you lie, you got to have a really good memory. And he does not. And then, like Sharnie's saying, He knocked on the door because his 49-year-old drunk ass lost his key, forgot his key. And so he couldn't get in after he just got done banging Rachel Raquel in her car in the driveway of their home. The gall, so brazen, it's so reckless, which just goes to show this man definitely got off on this kind of behavior, because this is really, really sick. Really, really sick. So then he has to knock on the door, still smelling a Rachel Raquel, and say, Ariana has to wake up out of her somber slumber and open the door for her cheating life partner of 9, almost 10 years, and let his sorry ass in like the dirty dog he is. You should have used the doggy door. But then again, those dogs, R.I.P. Charlotte, justice for the other dog, they behave a lot better than you, Tom Sandoval. So brazen, so reckless, okay? And the fact that he just so cavalierly says, I would normally get rid of this kind of stuff. So she sees it. The truth is out. It's out there. When Scheana confronts Rachel Raquel after Watch What Happens Live, she's like, what the hell? What's going on? Rachel Raquel goes, me and Tom Sandoval have been having an affair for 7 months. So that's 1, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 months in a year, so it's almost a year. Yeah. No. I don't know, but it's been a while. And Scheana's like, what? Are you? What? And she said it so just, yeah, we've been having an affair. No big deal. NBD. Very nonchalantly. And we hear Ariana then say, I learned on Wednesday that there are evil, evil people in this world. And sometimes they're the ones closest to you. And you have no idea. And this is just within the first couple minutes of this episode, you guys.
The new thing is that, as a cis male,
Did you say cyst?
Did you say cyst? Oh yeah, Ariana. He said cyst because he is a...
You're a worm with a mustache. You're a worm with a mustache.
He's a worm with a mustache, okay? Oh my goodness. Ariana's then at her house with her friend, Meredith. Meredith is hugging her, cradling her, holding her, and her friends have now, rallied around her, which we heard about. Once the Scandoval stuff broke, we knew Ariana was surrounded by like a coven, a womb of friends. All of her girls and her gays were insulating her and protecting her from the gaslighting, narcissistic POS named Tom Sandy Butt, who still wouldn't leave the house. Tom, you sure like to leave the house when you were supposed to be living in it, and you were supposed to be loyal to Ariana, but sure enough, the minute you get caught, you want to stay, which then also makes me wonder, makes me question, did he get off on that too? Was he in this bathroom he speaks of, and he didn't need his pornography he spoke of this episode with Tom Schwartz anymore? Instead, he could just get off on the fact that he was now in the house and had this kind of like power over Ariana in that she couldn't make him leave. Because remember, in the early days of Scandoval, the couple weeks, maybe even a month into it, when we found out, friends, Kristen Doty, lots of people were reporting that Tom Sandy Butt was just being ridiculous. He wouldn't give Ariana the space she wanted and needed. She didn't want anything to do with him. They had to coexist in this house. He turned down the go-between that she said they had to have. He wouldn't respect the fact that, like, if she was going to be in the kitchen, please, you don't be in the kitchen. If you're going to be home at a certain time, let a friend in between so that this woman could process this trauma you just threw at her. And he was like, no, this is my house. I must defend it, like Kevin McAllister or something. It's like, calm down, Tom Sandy Butt. So that leads me to believe, you're showing us who you are. Tom Sandy Butt with this. Okay. So Ariana's at her house and she just says, I am at this point where he just gives me the ick. She tells her friend, he gives me the ick. And then she pulls out a bottle of wine. It's this wine they got on like their first trip they took, I think, to Napa Valley together when they first started dating. And she's drinking it from the bottle, just like just like girls trip 2.0, exactly what you should be doing at this point. This is the time when you burn the house down. This is the time where you Lisa Left Eye Lopez this man's life. Okay. R.I.P. Lisa Left Eye Lopez. This is the time you drink all his favorite stuff, just like Stassi did to Jax. You drink his Cristal, you piss in his Cristal. You do what you gotta do. Anything that's gonna make you feel good, do it. Do it. Do it. And so she's drinking the wine and she's having a time. And then Tom enters the kitchen and we see the scene that has been teased to us for a month now. When he comes in and he opens the cupboard over the fridge or something. And he's like, do you want anything? And he's got his sleepy shorts on and his sad, pathetic, dirty dog face with his creepy mustache. You want anything? And she's like, for you to die. And he's like, well, that's inevitable. Dude, that's inevitable. And I'm like, oh my goodness, sir. Okay. Then he walks over to sit down across from her in their shared living room that they've shared since they bought this house and since he has now taken equity out of it to finance his stupid strip mall bar that no one was ever boycotting, because I went there to see if that shit was true with my husband and Andrew Gabor. Shout out to Andrew Gabor. Subscribe to him on YouTube if you're not already subscribed. And it was popping. And this is right after Scandoval. So you got some bad Yelp reviews. Yelp can lock that shit down until things pass. But they were doing business. So this whole thing, like, no one had signs. No one was boycotting. There were no picket lines. There were people there, and you were still overcharging for your drinks and your food, which some of it wasn't that tasty, but the drinks, I will say, were tasty. All right? So you took the money out of the house, and now you're sitting in the living room with the woman who's so not supportive that she let you take equity out of the house for your stupid business ventures because she knew, because this is the type of guy, if you wouldn't do that, he would come back in 10 years and blame you for all of his failures. I know these type of men. Oh my God, I know these type of men. Unfortunately, they're common in our women's sphere. We have to deal with this shit. We got to worry about these dudes coming back in 20 years, blaming us for their failures, their regrets. That's on you. That's on you. So she's supporting him in his karaoke band that he has no talent in and opening a strip mall bar in an area of Los Angeles that James Kennedy is right, isn't the best location. He's not even on Franklin. He's around the corner across from the Gelsons next to the place where you can adopt a pet, which is a far better place to visit, in my opinion. Okay? In my opinion. She supported him. She supported him. Then the scene starts. In this scene, I wrote down line for line what they said in this scene because this scene should win an Emmy. There should be a category for this. The performances were so raw. They were so real. It was... Tom Sandoval should get a Sandoval. I can't even say his dumb name. Tom Sandoval should get a Razzie, and Ariana should get an Emmy, Oscar, Tony, the EGOT, whatever. Yes, she should get a Grammy, because I'm pretty sure I heard her sing a couple notes during this dialogue that is better than anything he could ever do. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for loving a Joleen rant. Thank you. Okay. Yes. No one's talking down. Well, yeah, I am talking down the location. Is he improving it or is he making it worse? Also, the location, there's a Gelson's across the street. If you know anything about a Gelson's, it's the expensive grocery store. So they're doing fine. I'm saying his location sucks because you have to go around the corner to find that shit. It's a bad location for a restaurant. He should have put himself just around the corner on that main drag of the street. That's what I'm saying. There's a Gelson's, I believe, across the street. That's where the rich people go grocery shopping in Los Angeles. So, well, we know she's not acting. Could someone explain to a very fine house what we're doing here? Thank you. Finley Jameson, thank you so much for the super chat. Ariana, why can't you just support my dream of stripping and karaoke at my ripe age of 85? Yeah, why can't you? Why can't? It really is. He really is just trying to do that. He's trying to take off his clothes. He's a stripper up there. Somebody come get him. He's singing like a stripper. And yeah, he's trying to magic mic it. But there's no magic in his mic. There's no magic in his mic. His mic is broken. His mic is static. His mic is bad. All right? So then this scene, thank you, Jamie B. Comedy, parody, whatever. We say things. We do things. We have a good time. All right, here we go. Ariana says to him, he walks over, he sits across from her. She says, how was your night at Raquel's last night? And he's like, oh, I was at Schwartz's. So were you when you were cheating on me. And Ariana then says, you still haven't said sorry for what you actually did. He sits across from her with a can of squirt, and we all know that this man's love for squirt is something that is unholy. It is against nature. Who drinks squirt soda pop in 2023 like he does? Who chugs it like water? Can you grow up and get a Diet Coke like a real adult? Squirt, you know who drinks squirt? Serial killers and serial cheaters. Allegedly, that's what I'm going with. Because I haven't seen a can of squirt since the 90s. So something's going on in that squirt. That squirt goes with some mollies or some acidies. But no one is just chugging squirt the way this man is chugging squirt. There is something in the, what's in the squirt, Tom? What's in the squirt? What's in the squirt? What's in the squirt, Tom? Does he, exactly, Linda, does he have stock in squirt? Is he putting it out there? Is this his way of saying he's looking for a squirter? What's happening? It's too sugary. It's too tart. Does his mom drink Tab? These are great questions you guys have. Thank you so much. In the live chat, you guys are killing it. You're killing it. All right? So then he takes a drink of his can of squirt, like the big boy he is, and he's like, oh, every time I try to apologize to you, it makes you more angry. And Ariana says, good, let me be angry. You should still fucking apologize. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't want to hurt you. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to hurt you. You didn't want to hurt me, but you repeatedly did something over and over and over again that would hurt me? Dude, we stopped. It happened, and it happened for a while. It didn't happen for a while. And Ariana's like, great. Thank you so much. Oh, did you let your wiener rest a little bit from entering it into one of my best friends? Oh, how nice of you to cheat on me and then take a little break from cheating on me and then start cheating on me again. She didn't say all that, but I'm going to ad lib a little bit here. Okay. Not that she needs it. Ariana did a perfect job handling his stupid ass. The problem with Tom Sandybutt is he thought he was smarter than Ariana. Biggest mistake. Huge mistake. Julia Roberts moment on Rodeo Drive in Pretty Woman when the sales associates treat her poorly and she comes back with all the cash moment. Huge, big mistake. Huge. Do you work on commission, Tom? Yes, you do. Okay. Huge, big mistake. Never going to recover from this one because Ariana now owns the world and you own nothing, but you owe $250,000 to your mother that you took out of her retirement for your sad, very, very sad strip mall bar. That's what happened. Okay. Dude, we stopped. It happened and it didn't happen for a while. Oh, great. Ariana says, I've been with you for 9 years. Back when you lived with Schwartz, we became friends. When you were literally like wearing combat boots and skinny jeans and didn't have a fucking dime to your name, driving a 1997 Honda Civic. I loved you then when you had nothing. You got a little bit of money, a little bar, a little band, and then this girl's gonna act all enamored with you. Like, oh God, you're so, because that's what you want, huh? You want someone to just gas you up. And then a close-up of Tom's dumb face. And Ariana says, that girl is searching for identity in men. She has no identity of her own. Willing to stoop so low to F one of her best friend's life partners? And that's someone you think is a good person you should be around? Tom's like, I don't know how it happened. It just happened. We became really good friends. Drink a squirt. Gotta open my Waterloo here. We became really good friends. God, like, I was seeking something that I wasn't getting here. And that's selfish. That's really selfish, dude. Selfish is the nicest word you could use, Tom. It's horrible. Me and Raquel became like really good friends. I don't give a fuck about fucking Raquel. Your friendship is bullshit. And then Tom stands up puts his squirt down, stands up, holding the penis he can't control. And he says, no, it's not. And then Ariana says, yes, it is. And he says, no, it's effing not. He's doubling down on just how important his friendship is with his mistress, to the woman he's been with for 10 freaking years. And then Ariana says, it's bullshit and it's disgusting. And Tom says, you know everything. You know everything. And she says, it's disgusting. And he says, hey, everybody, you are disgusting. This person knows everything. This person knows everything. Your friendship with Raquel is disgusting, Tom. You can't tell. You cannot tell. Tom is stuttering. He's tripping over his words. His mustache is getting in his mouth. He's got spittle coming out. He just looks a mess. All right. And then Tom says, well, guess what? It's real because she treats me with fucking respect. And Ariana goes, That's all we hear. She goes, that's nice. Yeah, respect. Okay, from the 28-year-old beauty pageant dropout. Cool. And then Tom says, something I haven't gotten from you in a long time. Ariana's like, so I'm the scapegoat. I'm to blame. I'm not saying you're the scapegoat. I'm saying I'm trying to get you to understand that, like, that you had to fuck my friend. It wasn't about fucking. Dude, it's about a connection where we're actually, like, respecting each other and giving each other confidence. Ariana pretends to hang herself. She's like, that's you right now. This man she is roasting him. He's on fire. Liar, pants on fire. His glitter pants are very flammable, so he is just burning. I mean, the worst thing he did was assume he was smarter than Ariana and that he could talk his way out of this and that he could build a narrative that wasn't true to make her the enemy. And he doesn't have the brain capacity. You are not smart, sir. You are lucky this woman put up with you for as long as she did. You are lucky this woman loved you. Oh my goodness. He really thought he was doing something. And I'm like, everything he said, she shut it down. So then Tom goes, Ariana, even the way he said her name this whole episode, I was like, ew. I'm never going to be able to be intimate with anyone ever again. Because the way he says it just, I'm the Sahara. Like, I can't. Like, ugh, yuck. Ariana, the relationship it wasn't the same. Ariana, we would be separated all the time. Like, you go your way, I go my way. We had no sex life. I lost my mojo, dude. Ariana goes, so fuck my friend? The thing that makes me, so fuck my friend then. Get your mojo back. Fuck my friend. Yeah, fuck my friend. Fuck all my friends. Fuck them. No, dude, once I turned 40, I was like, this can't be the rest of my life. And Ariana says, that's a very normal thing. And he goes, I know. He had no idea what she was referencing, what she was talking about. And then Ariana goes, that's why you go to couples therapy together. And he goes, I know. And we both have things. You either get through them together or you break up. And Tom says, I fucking tried to ask you, dude. I tried to talk to you. Like, dude, smoke cigarettes. God, acid and stuff. Like, dude, these past few months, the amount of times that I got an apology out of you, I could count on one hand. Okay? God. And she's like, the last few months, you were already fucking my friend. The truth is that you were already having, and Tom's like, you put pressure on me to stay in the relationship. 2 weeks ago, I was like, Ariana, dude, I want to end things. And Ariana says, you should not be here if you want to end the relationship. Oh, you literally told me I'm not letting you break up with me, dude. I'm not. Tom, you have to push. Oh, you're going to have to force me out of this. Yes. If that was true, then you shouldn't have been in my bed after that night at all. Well, dude, I felt really bad. You should have not. You felt bad? Tom, you have to end it. You have to leave. At that point, dude, it was like, I was going to dip, but it was like, when I dip, you dip, we dip, and it was too late, bro. But you were already fucking Rachel is the point. That's the point of all this. Tom's like, it wasn't that. It wasn't that you fuck somebody else was not part of why you weren't there. It's not that easy. God, try having a wiener. It's just like lifts like a fucking drawbridge, bro. And I never know when it's going to go up and when it's going to go down. And sometimes it doesn't go up at all unless I take that little blue pill. It's just like, God. And I have to pull up my mustache hairs to even get an erection these days. It's crazy. Then don't be a fucking coward. It's not just about somebody stroking my ego, Ariana, that this happened. And it's not about looks. It came from something much deeper, dude, like in my balls that haven't quite descended yet. Like, as time went in and on, like, we became this, like, support system for each other. Don't you fucking dare talk to me about a deep connection. I cannot fucking believe you. Tom says, I know you don't want to hear it. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. And I think all of us were like, shut up, Tom. Shut up. And Tom says, it's important that you know that. Oh my God. I don't want to hear it because it's fucking disgusting. So shut up. Shut up, old man. Say it to her. Say it to her. Go say it to your little beauty queen while she's trying to balance on that surfboard. Go tell her. Don't tell me. Run and tell her that. Don't tell me. Shut up. Say it to her. When are you going to see her next? Oh, dude, like tomorrow? Great. And what are you guys going to kiss, hug, talk about your deep connection? Dude, I don't know. Depends on if I dip before then or not. Like, I don't know. Why don't you just say no? Tom's like, oh, fuck, I should have. God, you're so good at this, Ariana. I'm so bad at this. Shit. Ugh. And then Ariana goes on to say, I was ride or fucking die for you. And I had her back as well. And the fact that she continues to smile in my face while also smiling on FaceTime with you is the most god-awful, disgusting things I've ever heard. Oh, God, dude. When you put it like that, it sounds bad, but like, oh, fudge. Do you have any mushrooms? Okay, bad time. I just thought mushrooms would make this better. I just wanted to go skydiving with you naked. I just wanted to, free my wang in the pool and, talk about like the stars and like fucking, do you know who Carl Sagan is? Like, little blue dot or some shit. Like, fuck, do you ever listen to Kimmy Dawson? I am just a speck of dust inside the giant. I don't get it. I feel like I'm the giant, but yeah, anyways. I'm sorry you had to see that, Ariana. Dude, seriously. Why don't you be sorry you ever fucking did it? Not sorry that I had to see it. And then close up on Tom's dumb face, and he takes a big gulp of his own spit. Like, oh, geez, like a freaking Scooby snack over there. And Ariana says, I regret every moment that I stood up for you, defended you, supported you. You're worth nothing. And I want you to feel that deep in your soul, deep in your baby balls, deep in that scrotum that fits so loosely in those tight pants. I want you to feel that. I want you to hear the words coming from the mouth of the woman that fucking stood by you and loved you and was ready to build the rest of my life around you. Hear my words, Tom Sandy Butt. And now that's how I feel, and also know that that's how I feel about you. You're nothing. You're worthless. Your karaoke sucks. You'll never recover from these bad business decisions, but I will. I'm on Dancing with the Stars, at the White House, on the Today Show. Then I'm over with Andy Cohen while you're talking to Howie Mandel, who's making you cut your mustache, not because it's creepy, because he's got germophobia or some shit. Okay, I'm on The View. Joy Behart's breath is this close to me. Whoopi Goldberg says I should start you on fire. I'm thriving, living my best life. I have a boyfriend now that I can wear heels around. I don't have to be worried if he's going to wear his Converse lifts or not to decide how tall I can be that day. I'm striving and thriving. And you, sir, are crying and singing shitty karaoke to empty theaters. And when they actually look sold out, the tickets are free. They're free. And I want you to hear that in your soul, in your soulless St. Louis body. I want you to hear that and know that I feel this way about you. I think your style sucks. I think you and your friend Schwartz are the biggest loser man babies I've ever met in my life. And I'm going to own my own home. And it's not going to be farmhouse style. It's going to be a real house. And you're going to have to live in North Hollywood in a studio apartment with galaxy lights with a baby woman from Arizona who barely placed 15th in a beauty school dropout beauty pageant. So hear that, sir. Hear that. I mean, Ariana just fucking eviscerated him. When she was telling him, you're worth nothing. Nothing. You dropped the bag. You had it all. And now you have nothing at all. Backstreet Boys. All right. You might as well be, I don't know. There's got to be one of the Backstreet Boys that no one knows the name of. You're that guy. You're O-Town. Remember O-Town? Of course you don't. Nobody does. And those that do, they're like, but what did they sing? You're those guys that sang, I like girls that wear Abercrombie and Fitch. You're dead. You're done. You're never coming back. You can't resurrect you. There's no Heimlich. There's no nothing. There's no life support. You done, son. You done. And then Tom takes an even bigger gulp. And she says, I regret ever loving you. And then he's like, and he's got his white nail polish and he puts his head in his hands. And he's like, and the tears are running in his mustache and his lunch that's in the little hairs of his mustache. His tears are washing those down like a freaking face car wash. And Ariana says, any last words before we never speak again? I can't wait to use that in every sentence to everyone I don't like. That's what I'm saying. Any last words before we never speak again? That was like, and all the stuff, Ariana, like chef's kiss. Any last words before we never speak again? I wish I was that cool in my breakup when I got cheated on. I wish I would have said that. Oh my God, that was amazing. And Tom's like, my sperm count is kind of low. in the morphology or whatever it's called in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and my jizz is not great. And I haven't improved it like I was supposed to, but that's neither here nor there anymore. I never thought this would happen. I thought we'd be together forever. And then sad music plays. And this is the part that gets me. I hate it, but it's so beautiful and it's so raw. And I commend Ariana for just having this moment and just saying it, because you want to pretend that you're the coolest, and not Ariana, but in that situation, you want to just be like, you don't mean anything to me. And you do mean part of that, because you're like, F you, screw you. But that love that you had for the person you thought he was is still there. And so she has that very vulnerable and raw moment where she says, I would have followed you anywhere. I would have changed any part of whatever you weren't happy with. I was 100% committed to you as of literally 2 days ago. And Tom sits with his head in his hands and he cries, what the hell is wrong with me? Lots, Tom, lots. Pay your mom back. Pay Ariana back. Let her sell the house so she can move on with her life. Figure out what the hell you're doing with Raquel, even though we don't really care. Stop singing in the karaoke. Get a real job. Stop smoking. Your voice is sounding horrendous, popcorn lung, and grow up. That's what you have to do. Lots is wrong with you. So Tom's like, what the hell is wrong with me? And then he cries some more, and she's like, and he's like, you can think, dude, like whatever you want. But we had some really good times. Ariana nods her head slowly. She looks down. She says, yeah. And then she wipes her eyes with her sweatshirt. And then tears just fall off of Tom Sandy Butt's face. And they stare at one another as they still sit across from each other. And he gets up and walks away. And then this song plays. And the song, whoever picks the songs for this show, this was a very good pick. The song says, our lives turned to rust, broken gears. I think it was broken gears to dust. Nothing left of us but memories. So I don't even remember how it went. But when I watched it, I was like singing it in my head. But our lives turned to rust, broken gears, or broken, I don't know. I don't think gears is right. I think my phone autocorrected it. Broken something to dust. Nothing left of us but memories. And I was like, holy shit. End of that scene, which is their lives because it's a reality show, but you forget for a second because you're like, that was some amazing, dramatic, sad, tragic television. And he walks away, and it's like, at the end, I mean, that's really when something like that happens. And when you go through a breakup, and especially one where somebody, betrayed the other, and you're not ending, no matter what, even if you end on good terms, I mean, all you have is memories. But especially in this situation, it's just, it's so, it is just, that's what you have. I mean, you don't have a friendship. You don't have like a fondness. You don't have, and even those memories now are tainted because will constantly think, was this real? Was any of this real? Did it matter? And then the negative sometimes will outweigh the positive memories you had. And a lot of times you'll just think, well, did I waste all this time? Or you'll be mad, like, how did I let this person waste my time? Because life is valuable, life is precious, and we only get so much time. And for someone, that's why it's the height of selfishness and cruelty. It's cruel. And to take that time from someone, knowing that you are with someone else, knowing that you are not as invested as they think you are. So it's one thing to have a one-night stand. It's one thing to have a one-off and then, either break up with the person or tell them and try to work on it. I mean, there are couples that have come back from that. People, therapists write books about that. Sometimes people have written books how a cheating thing has saved a relationship. I mean, that's to, depends on the person. But in this situation, in a situation where it's betrayal with a friend, and it's betrayal that happened for a long period of time, and it was just so brazen and so disrespectful to happen in their driveway where she was sleeping and mourning the loss of their pet, which should be like a family member to this monster, but clearly it wasn't. Charlotte meant nothing to this asshole. And then it just is cruel. That's the only word I can think to use. And the word I used in my own situation years ago was like, similar to Ariana, begged this person to be like, just tell me if you're not in it, if you're with someone else. I feel like I'm going crazy trying to figure out whether you are doing this or you're not doing this. And then you tell me you're not. And then I feel like a cuckoo bird. And I heard Ariana speaks similarly to this. And I think a lot of women can speak on this. And some men, I'm sure, obviously as well. But where you just are like, am I going crazy? But the cruel part is to take that time away from that person. The cruel part is to be so selfish that you are like going to just see what happens. You're going to have this affair on the side with one of her best friends, but you're going to keep her around because sometimes you might want to go back to her. And this is valuable time in her life that she could have been doing all kinds of amazing things. Now, she obviously is doing amazing things now, but there's still that sense that she'll always mourn the time you stole from her. You stole time from this woman you said you cared about when you could have just come clean and not been a coward, like she said, and made the decision to break it off before this started. But even if you didn't before it started, break it off right when it happened so that she could have had a choice in this, so that she could have gotten some time back. But, we've learned now that this isn't even the first time he's cheated. And unfortunately, justice for Miami Girl, and Ariana has said she did know about Miami Girl, but that was technically before they were exclusive. So she decided, this is someone that I love, and so I'm going to defend him. So she defended you in really bad times as well, Tom. And this is why never freaking take up for a man like that. It's an experience. I had to learn, it's experience. Ariana has to learn, not your fault at all, but I do think there's a lot of us, and I think a lot of women who were not taught. I saw later in the episode when Kristen Doty makes her appearance, and there are two things she writes on the cards when Kristen Doty's doing like her, what is she doing? She's doing like sound therapy type stuff, and she's got like amethyst or stones or whatever it's called. I apologize. And she's doing that, and she writes down two things that she wants. And one of them really resonated with me. So I took a screenshot of it, but now I have like 1,000 screenshots here. So I'm going to try to find it here. But it made me think like, wow, if we taught young girls from a young age that they deserve to be treated in a respectful way, they deserve all the happiness and the love, and their job is not to exist solely to make a man feel better and to make a man's life better and to be an accessory to a man, how much better our lives could be as women. And I think, obviously we've progressed somewhat in that since like my mother's, since like you have every generation progresses a little bit. You got boomers, then Gen X does a little, millennials, Gen Zs are going to be a little better off. But still, I think you find that we're behind when it comes to this kind of thing. Okay, so Kristen has her write down some stuff, and she says, fold it up and then burn it. And Ariana writes down, or something you want to manifest for yourself. Okay. So Ariana's, she's in her mid to late 30s now. And I'm opening up this. One of them she wrote is true self-love. And I think that is so important. And unrequited loyalty. So very interesting, but I think especially the self-love aspect for young women. is to I see it with Tom Sandoval, and when he says things about his own midlife crisis, now Raquel breathed life back into him. And I think a lot of times, whether it's subconscious or conscious, I think it's a lot of subconscious stuff that we're conditioned to believe that is something that is our job. And men use women as a tool to feel better about themselves. And that's just, I mean, how, the societal structure for men and women, unfortunately, is. And I just hear him, the way he talks about women as just a way to enhance himself. Nothing about the woman, nothing about having this like mutual relationship that's fulfilling for both, a life partner, someone to share their experiences and your experiences. Because when you really think about it, being in a relationship, in a monogamous relationship, and deciding to spend your life with someone, which is what these two decided, is really the joining of two people. I mean, you still have your own identities and you have your own friends and you have all those things, but it's really to have someone there in good times and bad, and also someone who's going to be there as, you get older, and to remember all of the things. And it's just, you're really experiencing it with them. It's not that they're an accessory. It's not that they're a tool to aid in your growth as a person. You're supposed to be doing this together. You're supposed to be a joint union. And I think in a lot of ways, Tom Sandoval shows just the archaic, antiquated male that my generation, I know that since I'm the same age as him, even though he is so much older, you guys, he's so much older, that we, we're kind of taught to put up with. That we were, look at how long the Toms got away with what they were able to get away with. Their gaslighting, their selfishness, the verbal abuse, the way they just treated women like shit. The ones they said they were going to love the most are the ones they so flippantly cheated on. And it was bros before hoes. It's that generation that I think, and I hope that this younger generation of men that are coming up, I feel like there's a little less bros before hoes with them, and there is a little more progression. And there's also within the little Gen Z baby women who I love so much, you see them, and young millennials as well, saying, no, I'm not tolerating this. I deserve just as much as you in this relationship. And if this is going to be a relationship, this is a partnership. And you also see a lot of these women turning to, I don't even want this relationship. I don't want to put up with this bullshit. So it's very interesting to hear Tom Sandoval speak about his midlife crisis and how he basically, throughout his time on the show, but especially now, since we're talking about this time, used women as a tool to make himself feel better, rather than learning how to be emotionally secure with himself, or learning how to be emotionally mature, or taking any kind of, ownership over his own feelings and processing those, so that he didn't go out and trauma bomb people and use people to make himself feel better, like it was a fucking case of Coors Light. Had he had an ounce of emotional intelligence, he would have known to go and talk to someone, and he would have known you could do a simple Google search, Sandy Butt, on a midlife crisis and see the signs. But again, these are men that definitely come out of a generation that I am all too familiar with, that breeds some toxicity, where they just, it's never their fault. And it's, you see it in here when Raquel says that Scheana punched her. Tom, when he looks at her, when she's saying this, it's almost like a sense of pride he has, that he's able to have these women fighting what he thinks is over him. So, Arrested Development. Thank you. Yes, please hit that like. Thank you, Susan, for saying that. It helps you guys so much if you hit the like. So I really wish that were okay. So you're 27 and men ain't shit. Well, I was hoping maybe, I don't know. Sorry, Sharni. I was hoping. They could have went to counseling. They could have worked on it. There could have been so much that could have been done, rather than stick your dick in her friend. over and over in their driveway and other places. And Tom Schwartz's house, no less. So let's talk about the places that they allegedly had sex. First of all, Rachel Raquel drives like a Nissan. We saw that when she was leaving Tom Sandy Butt's house when Ariana was filming a Lifetime movie. And she was like, no, I just stopped by to say goodbye to him and say hi because he was flying somewhere. And it's like, do you always bring an overnight bag by Bays? I think that was the brand that now they must have some kind of sponsorship with these women, because I saw Ariana had the Bays too, which made me look up Bays. And I was like, maybe I need some Bays. Only because Ariana had it, not because Raquel had it. But they're banging in her Nissan. How the hell did that long-legged woman fit in a Nissan? I think it's a Sentra. I'm pretty sure it was a Sentra. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, oh my God. I mean, he's short. He's a Polly Pocket. You know, he was, when I met him, he's like a little taller than me. But then again, I can't trust that he wears lifts, you know. I wear platform shoes too. I think we both have the same size platforms on. And so he could do it in a Nissan, you know. I mean, he could do it in a Honda Fit. But that lady has giraffe legs. I have never, did she stick one out each window? I was just like, how did this happen? I mean, I guess even if it was through the doggy door, I was really trying to think of like, how did that, you know, she must have been good at gymnastics. I mean, she does do those Pilates. I'm not sure. So then there's that. And then Tom Schwartz's house. That place is dirty. And did you do it in that Joe lady's room? But technically she wouldn't have her own room, would she? Because she's dating Schwartz. It's not his roommate. It's his lover. It's his Avril Lavigne looking lover. So, I mean, Schwartz, can you imagine? It's just stale beer, dog hair, no sheets on the bed, probably a stained mattress or a blow-up mattress if they're over there. And then he's whacking his wood on FaceTime while she's in her studio apartment with the galaxy lights on, and he's just getting jizz all over Schwartz's apartment. I'm like, what in the toxic friendship is happening here? The Tom Schwartz is like, yeah, come on over and masturbate in my guest room or my bathroom with your mistress. I just, And then we know, yeah, he could do it in a hatch. I don't think Rachel Raquel's was a hatchback. I'm pretty sure it was a 4-door. I'm pretty sure it was a 4-door. But that's a yiddo car for a big lady, you know, because she's like 8 feet tall. I mean, that's crazy. But yeah, Schwartz is a doormat at this point. Ugh, it's horrible. It's horrible. That's where they were doing it, you guys. And okay, so now we're going to hit some highlights from the episode. Okay, we have Rachel. Well, we'll get to her later. We have Ariana with her friends over. We talked about the dick flute. Okay, and let me just get rid of this one. So she has Logan over. She has her friend Brad. I only know this because obviously I do the social media stalking, so you guys don't have to, but we know Logan. Pool culture, which fantastic friends Ariana is surrounded by, and they are all sitting around. And they talk about what actually happened. Katie shows up. Scheana shows up. They decide to put their differences aside because this is bigger. Because at this time, you know, Katie and Scheana, this whole season, it's been a battle of Scheana sticking up for Rachel Raquel and Katie being like, what? That's my husband. My husband. Like, what are you people talking about? All I asked him was if he wants to remain friends, we're going to be on the show together. Now he's in his 40s and I'm, you know, in my mid 30s. We can't be doing the same things as the 20s. He's cheated on me during marriage. So now I just need him to respect me and not date anyone in the friend group and embarrass me. But of course, he couldn't do that. So they all bring wine over. Scheana just starts bawling and she retells how she felt like she lost it. And that when they were at Watch What Happens Live and the way Rachel Raquel told her of the affair and how it was so nonchalant and she was so mad and she went for Rachel Raquel and she had so much rage. I was so angry and I just pushed her off me. And she doesn't know if Rachel Raquel hit a wall, if it was scraped by one of her nails, but she has this cut over her eye. And now Rachel Raquel is going around telling Schwartz that Scheana punched her. And Sheena's like, I did not punch that woman. Okay. If it doesn't fit, you must have quit. She had an OJ like, actually a stronger than the OJ defense, I would say, is that, here, let's get rid of this one so we don't want to muddy it up too much. She said, I can't make a fist. All right. I would break a nail. And if I do it this way, I'll break my thumb. So my nails are too long. Therefore, I am exonerated. Okay. There's no way I could do that crime. I am innocent until innocent. This, look at me. Look at this. This is, my nails are longer than, a new set of veneers on a housewife. They are long. She's like, my hands don't work like that. I'm not a puncher anyways. I'm a pusher. And I believe that. I do believe that. It looks as though she probably pushed her off and it looked like a, if you've been punched in the face, you were punched in the face and you would have black eye. It would be, if Scheana connected a punch to the face, it wouldn't be a little cut there. It would be just a little cut. That's not how it would be. That is not how it would be. You would be very bruised, ma'am. Very, very bruised. So then Ariana goes on to tell her friends that she found out what we talked about earlier, that Rachel Raquel and Tom Sandy Butt had sex in Rachel Raquel's car in her driveway. And then he didn't have a key, so he had to wake Ariana up, ring the doorbell, and she had to come let him in to the house, which Scandoval just keeps getting grosser and grosser. So when people are like, why are people still talking about it? Because it's still on the air, because it's the grossest piece of gross that ever grossed. That's why we all still talk about it. So yeah. So she finds this out. Rachel Raquel just says they kissed. Then Tom, I think, spilled the beans. And Katie Maloney and Scheana are like, what? They had sex in her car? And Katie falls to the ground, and she has one of those moments where I've had a million times where someone says something so bananas to me that it's sad, but I laugh because it's just like a nervous laughter. It was, and that's what she's like. She covers her face, and she's just like, to just find out. Yeah, they all start comparing notes. And then that is when, Scheana's like, you don't deserve any of this. There's lots of tears, lots of love. I love how Logan and Brad are literally they have been this whole time around her, insulating her for her men friends. And then the women have just been so protective of her and really taking care of her. And that is what we talk about on this channel a lot, is women surround yourself with other women. Get your girls and gays. And that is, don't try to be the cool girl. Don't try to be the girl that's like, I just get along with guys better, because where is her good friend Schwartz right now when she's going through this? He sided with the man. Okay, so if you want the straight males to have your back over another straight male, it ain't going to happen, sweetie. You know why? Because they weren't built like that. They weren't conditioned like that. Men are conditioned to protect other men. Women, I wish we were conditioned to protect other women. Unfortunately, we're not. We're conditioned to be competitive with one another. That's how the patriarchy remains in control, is that they're like, let's be on a team, bro. Let's work together. And women are like, let's decide who's the prettiest, because that's what society does to us. Who's the skinnier? Who's prettier? Women dress for women. It's a constant competition that they place upon us from when we're very, very little. And it would be nice if that would change. It would be fantastic. So Ariana is just now seeing her friends really step up. And as you can see, even Katie and Scheana, who don't get along, are still like, this is more important. So that is fantastic and wonderful. But just remember, if you are in a group right now and you're looking around and all you see is straight dudes, go to meetup.com, if that's still a thing, and look for some girlfriends looking for girlfriends. All right. And not all girlfriends are going to be right for you. You got to find your right match. Not every woman's going to, have your back. But I will say there's probably 85% that you can find out there who will be there. And that is really who is standing up for protecting and consoling Ariana right now, are the girls and the gays. The girls and the gays, they will be there for you. The straight men, no, they're just going to go, well, I got to protect this other straight guy because that could be me because I'm doing this shit too. Because a dirty straight guy is going to hang out with another dirty straight guy. And that's, you know, a lot of conditioning in that shit. So then Logan breaks the dick flute, and it is fantastic. And why did he have a dick flute? Why did Tom Sandoval have a dick flute? And also, why did he think Ariana would want to have sex with him if this is how he is propositioning her with a dick flute? That is not attractive, sir. None of this is attractive. How you're just blowing on some balls and you think it's funny? I mean, come on. Come on, we got to grow up. We got to grow up. This is high school shit. High school shit, Tom Sandy Butt. And then I thought I had a picture of Logan breaking the dick flute, but you guys remember. He cracks that shit, and then Ariana still, despite going through all this, has a good sense of humor. And she's like, oh no, I can't believe you did that. I didn't want you to do that. And they all laugh. But Logan's like, I'll break the dick flute. And this is how supportive your girlfriend was. She allowed you to display the dick flute in her home. I don't know if Tom Sandy, but he clearly doesn't know a lot about women, but there aren't a lot of women out there who are just going to allow you to display a phallic symbol. I had like a wood little sculpture thing that my friend Jake gave me. And he's like big on interior design, and I'm sure it's really cute, but I go, it looks too much like a dick. I don't want it here. You know, all I need is one. I do not want to have my whole home just phallic central. No, thank you. No, thank you. I like the one I trust. The other one's too scary. Don't want. Too scary. Don't want. So they had this, you know, moment with her and her friends. And I think that was, it's great to see. And Ariana reiterated this on Watch What Happens Live. It's great to see that she has this support from her friends, because these are the times when your friendships are put to the test. You know, you can be there for the fun times, but friendships and other relationships, it's the hard times. If someone is really there for you, then they are your real friends. Speaking of real friends and toxic straight men, you have the Toms. Tom goes to Tom Schwartz's house, and he's like, Tom, what's up? Dressing like Edward Cullen, like he's one of the goth kids on South Park. He comes in dressed in all black like the Omen. And he's like, I'm sorry. And Tom's like, well. Schwartz is like, look who it is. The most hated man in America. And he's like, you know, and he starts crying. And I'm just like, oh, there's the most reviled man in America. And then they immediately talk about their business. And Schwartz is like, oh my God, our Yelp ratings are down from a 4.8 or 6 or something to like a 1 point something. People are boycotting, which wasn't true. That is another narrative they were trying to spin. I legit was there. And I think you could ask other people during that time. They acted like no one was even in there. We were there, and we went early, and by the time we left, it was full. So I don't know what these dudes are talking about. But, you know, they're trying to get sympathy. Instead of just saying, we effed up, we'll do better. They're just trying to gain sympathy from people. Like, they're going after our businesses. And yeah, the fake Yelp reviews, shitty. Don't do that. Don't do that. It does hurt the business and stuff. But really, fuck your business at this point. Because there's real human emotions involved. And when you are a brand like Tom Sandoval is, unfortunately, when you put your face in front of something, and that's what you have said, and Lisa Vanderpump has said, is your only talent, is your only worth within this restaurant game, is your face, is the branding of the Toms. Well, then, yeah, when you do stupid shit, it's going to affect your businesses. It's the same thing with, you know, influencing and things like that. If you are a representative for a brand and they decide they don't like your behavior, they're going to part ways from you. People don't want to give their money to, well, some people do, but not everyone wants to give their money to shitty people. And what you did is really, really shitty. And so there's going to be repercussions for that. And it might trickle down into your business because you're the face. You're the brand. You are the one that said you branded the Toms. You were a brand. And Tom Schwartz was like, no, we're real friends. And you were like, yeah, sure. But also we're a brand. So he's crying about the businesses. Schwartz like, okay, I'm not going to kick you when you're down. But geez, God, everybody's acting like I'm complicit. Tom Schwartz, aged, 80 years as well, looking like the old lady on the Titanic, trying to get the heart of the ocean back, wearing a Minnesota sweatshirt, which was the most offensive thing Tom Schwartz did. How dare you, sir? I understand you're from Woodbury, Minnesota. I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota. We're both in the eastern side of the state. Get it, got it, good. But we're going to blame Florida for your behavior. Take that sweatshirt off. You are not representing Minnesotans well. You got the loon there. I do want to know where he got that cute sweatshirt. It's probably like a local company, I assume. Shout out to them. But quit repping Minnesota. We don't want you no more. Okay? We're voting you out. You've been voted off the island. It's like Survivor. Goodbye. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. You have to go. So Tom is worried about, they think I'm, complicit. They think I added to this. And man, I didn't know. And can you do a post or something? Which obviously brings us to the post that Tom ultimately does that we all saw in real time on social media, where he's more apologetic to the business than he is to his life partner, Ariana. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. And then Schwartz, you're going to have to wake up. Katie told you everything you need to know in this finale episode. You're going to lose friendships. You're going to lose your businesses. You're going to lose your livelihood with this dude. Because, first of all, your behavior, not good. You need to learn how to treat women, stop gaslighting people, stop thinking it's cute to play like the little boy dumb act, and really take accountability, learn how to speak, show your emotions, and don't, try to drown everything with Coors Light. But in this sense, all you had to hear from Tom Sandy, but if he would do the same for you, he wouldn't. And how much he cares about how this is affecting you and people coming after you is when you talk about social media, and Tom Sandy Butt so just flippantly says, well, don't go on social media, and then leaves. And could be the editing, but I have a feeling Tom Sandy Butt, we know through the years, he doesn't care about Schwartz the way that Schwartz would have his back, and will literally lay down and let Tom walk all over him. Tom Sandy Butt will not do the same for Schwartz. Because when Schwartz was expressing how much it's affected him and on social media and how he's getting canceled, and Tom's like, well, don't go on social media. There you go. And I'm like, wow, your behavior and, is affecting your friends. And obviously, Schwartz knew more than he's letting on, and more has come out since then, because first it was I didn't know, then I knew for a week, then I knew for a month, but then we always have to catch you in the lie, Schwartz. And then it's like, oh, but wait a minute, you were in Big Bear in January with your alleged girlfriend, the Avril Lavigne wannabe, the skater girl, Raquel, and Tom Sandy Butt. So you were on a couples trip in January. So how can you say you only knew for a month when you planned this couples trip and you went in January? And he's like, oh, well, maybe I knew a little longer. Okay, well, I knew in August, but it was just a one-night stand. And now we know none of that is true. You knew from the jump. You two share stories. You two are so close. You're toxic twins. There is no way you didn't know. You didn't know. But yeah, then Tom leaves. Okay? And he's just like, don't go on social media. See you never. Bye. And I'm like, wow, Sandy Butt. You really care about yourself. You just collapsed into Schwartz's arms, crying. And then when Schwartz expresses to you the negative impact your behaviors had on him and his life, you're just like, well, just don't go on social media. Like, that is a thing. All right. Now we got to talk about this James Kennedy scene. All right. So Lala and Katie Maloney go to James Kennedy's apartment that he shares with his girlfriend, Allie, MVP, one of the MVPs of the season, Allie, coming out with information about the Abbey, telling James Kennedy to calm it down, shut it down, and really, I think Allie is the type of person that James needs to be with, because she asserts herself wonderfully, and, we'll see what happens with them. They're young. But I am impressed with Allie in her freshman season on Vanderpump Rules. So Lala and Katie come over and they talk about, what's going on. Thank you, Joanne Hendricks. Appreciate that. $10 sticker from Joanne. Thank you so much. So they come over and they're talking about what's happening. And Lala's just like, Lala did not come to play. Lala, oops, that's not a good picture of her. Let me try to get a better screenshot. Lala came with the hoops, the dark brows, the bun, the oversized sweatshirt. She came, Lauren, from Utah. And she was like, this is not the first time Tom Sandoval has been cheating. That's a little too comfortable. He got comfortable because he's done it before. Okay, so that's why you don't cheat the first time with the best friend. That's after you get the comfortable. And she just was like, And as we see, flashback to September after the Labor Day party where Tom Sandoval was like, I can't get a ride home. There's no Ubers. And Lala's like, there were Ubers. And also your friend Jason was there and was right next to you and said he was leaving and you wanted to stay and party when Ariana called you and wanted you to come home because her grandma was dying. He's like, I don't think so. She's like, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. And then he's like, I didn't see him leave. I was taking a shit. These were our faves at one time. The Toms were, wow. Just the mediocre men get so much on this show, especially, which I'm hoping that this is now setting forth a new spin on this show, a new reality for this show where we really start celebrating the women instead of blaming them for the men and their lack of success or emotional maturity. So she's just like, Lauren from Utah is coming in, dropping bombs. And then James is like, I'm going to call Raquel. I'm going to call her and ask her because she's like, Jameson, how are you? I know the whole thing with Katie and stuff, or I'm sorry, with Rachel Raquel and Schwartz, you're having little issues with before. And he's like, I don't even care about that anymore. What he does open up before they even get there in a little like diary room type session is James Kennedy opens up that he's actually more hurt by Tom Sandoval because Tom Sandoval was someone that he looked up to. Tom Sandoval, he thought they were friends. And he's like, wow. And they flash back to a never before scene. And it was Tom Sandoval saying that James should trust Rachel Raquel and she wouldn't do him dirty. She wouldn't betray him. And I'm not going to do you dirty. So were there questions in the past that there was something happening or inappropriate behavior? Or was James, because something is triggering my memory and I could just be making this up, but that there might have been a time where James was a little insecure, maybe about Tom Sandoval and talking to Rachel Raquel or something. I'm not sure. But that was very eye-opening to see, oh shit, just how long Tom Sandoval has sat on his soapbox. Mr. Everybody needs to be accountable and everybody needs to do better while he's doing the worst. He is just a hoe in these streets and he is dragging everybody else for their hoedom. But he's the biggest hoe. He's the one we should have been slut shaming all along. He's the biggest slut on the show. He is a slutty slut. He's the biggest slut that ever slutted. He's a slut. But he was out there being like, no, you do better. Focusing on everybody else so that he could get away with doing this stuff. It is diabolical. So James actually has moments of, he gets emotional, he's like, there's just like, you're such a piece of shit, bro. Like our whole friendship. Because you have to remember, like, this is the aspect of this cheating scandal and Scandoval that is so interesting, is that it's not just Tom and Ariana. This is a group of friends that have been together for a very long time. And obviously a very incestuous group, obviously a very close group. And this kind of thing, when it happens, even in real life, affects friends, affects family members. I mean, we see Terry, Katie Maloney's mom, just speaking on divorce, and Tom Schwartz did cheat on Katie quite a few times. I mean, they laugh about him it was like funny, how excused that was, his behavior of cheating and being a kissing slut while he was married. And we see how the breakup of a couple, whether they're married or a long-term relationship like Ariana and Tom Sandoval, it does affect a lot of people and family members, and you get close, and it makes a lot of times friends have to choose sides. I mean, there are, you break up. I've often said some of the worst aspects of some of my breakups were the fact that I really liked the dude's moms. Moms love me. And the guy I dated, who was just a cheater, his mom and it was so hard. And I had to make just like Ariana, I had to make it clear to them and his sister-in-law, who I just adored his sister-in-law. And I had to message them. This is like in the Facebook days when people were still on there, not just your mom, your grandma, and advertisers and people pretending to do pranks or pretending it's real. And I had to just say, like, I love you. You're great people. I'll miss you terribly, but I need to separate myself because I have to move on. And seeing you in my feed and having any contact with you is just not healthy for me because of the way it ended, because of the deception and things. And so, but that's the hard part. So when, Terry came in and Katie's mom and was talking about that, and when, they talk about the friendships and Scheana's crying, it's like, I get it, or when Ariana puts, rules down, like, I can't be your friend anymore. It's because for Ariana's own mental health, and the same for Lala now with Randall, and the fact that, Schwartz still wanted to be friends with Randall. I mean, she's dealing with a lot that Schwartz doesn't understand because he's a man baby. And now she has a child she has to protect from this, monster, which I definitely want to watch. That is I think there's a Nightline, or there's a documentary. I think there's a Hulu documentary on Randall, right? And then there was a Nightline that Lala was just on about this whole Randall as a mini Harvey Weinstein. So I think that, a lot of time they're just, we don't realize until it happens. Like, it's just like, oh, who cares? Anyone can be friends with anyone. It's like, no, when things end this badly, like Lala and Randall, or like Ariana and Tom Sandoval, it is not healthy to that other party to remain friends with people that are friends with them, and also to have them in your circle. And so oftentimes, you have to say goodbye to people who have become very close in your life. Like, let's say if Ariana was close to Tom Sandoval's mom, but it sounds like she wasn't, or Tom Sandoval's mom just don't care. Maybe Tom Sandoval's mom, because she didn't reach out to Ariana, according to Ariana, there has been no contact from his parents. And I know when my ex cheated, his mom like reached out to me. Like, I talked to his mom. I talked to his sister-in-law for quite a while after that. And they were very, they were sympathetic. I mean, they obviously, that's, it's his mom. She's going to be on his side, and she's going to hope that I take him back, or that I, and she's kept my pictures up at the house and things. But it's strange that Ariana didn't get any contact from Tom Sandoval's mom, but maybe Tom Sandoval's mom is worried. Like, I'm already probably not going to get my $250,000 back from my retirement from my son for his strip mall bar. So I can't push it. I got to be really nice and hopeful. Maybe that's it. I don't know, but I thought that was a little strange because, you would think you'd develop a relationship, because I know I always, develop relationships with my significant others' families, for sure. But yeah, there's just have to separate. So like, James is here and he's like, man, you're a piece of shit, bro. You are a piece of shit. We had a friendship. I looked up to you. You were like, Sandoval often gave James advice, but it wasn't to better James. It was because it felt good to Sandoval. He is just that type of person. He loves to think he's better than people and exert his like superiority. Like, well, James, come on, let's drink less. Tom, how about you drink less? How about you not cheat so much? How about you not act like an asshole? Okay. My husband in the chat, shout out to my husband, Joe. Thank God you didn't take him back. I think it said home back, but I think you meant him. I'm glad too, because otherwise I wouldn't have the life I have now. So that's the part when Ariana speaks in this episode and she says, I can't wait till I am light years. This is light years behind me. And that moment really struck me and was emotional too, because I remember feeling that way. I remember feeling, I cannot wait until this is a distant memory. And I look back on this, because even that person at the time said, your life is going to be so much better without me. Because, and that's the cruelty. Like, he knew that he was doing me so dirty and that this wasn't a good relationship. And he knew my life would be so much better. And it became immensely better. You know, I started living my life and my dreams. And I started, you know, I've talked about this before on my channel. I started doing stand-up comedy and really, you know, getting into that. I met my husband in stand-up comedy. I mean, who's now my husband, Mr. Chel Hernandez. And I moved to California, which I always wanted to. And all these things I never thought I'd be able to do. Now we're buying a home in California, and we had our walkthrough yesterday, not to talk about me, but I'm very excited about that. And this does bring up a lot of emotions, because when Ariana said that, it's like, you know, I get what she means, but there will be a time, and I promise you, and any person that's been through this, there will be a time when you look back, Ariana, and you will think, fuck. The only thing you will unfortunately be like, oh, why did it take so long? That's my only thing. I think, oh, geez. It was like all my 20s, like, damn, all my 20s. But then my 30s were freaking amazing. And now I'm in my 40s, you know, but there will be a time where it is a distant memory, and you are like, who is that? Who, what, huh? Where, when you are next to your significant other, if you choose to, you know, to be with someone, or just by yourself and with your dogs, or whatever you choose in life, when you're living in your own home that you own yourself, and you aren't having to cradle a man baby and feed into his narcissism and his delusion that he has any talent as a restaurateur or a singer. When you are truly able to just live and be you, and if you do find another person, the person that is going to lift you up and tell you you're wonderful and be loyal and true to you and be a true partner and not a man baby and disappear and not know how to handle a basic ass midlife crisis. I mean, it'll be. And shout out to Nana for making me go out on a date with Chel when he first asked. I was like, I can't, I'm not ready. I'm so sad. So yeah, smash that like if you haven't already. So much of this scene, seeing James upset too, I was like, wow, that's what makes this all so intriguing and people so interested and invested. And Ariana spoke on this, is the layers that are within this relationship and this cheating scandal. So then James is like, I'm just going to call Raquel. I'm just going to call her ass. So he calls Raquel and she answers, of course, because did we have any question? Did we have any doubt that Raquel wouldn't answer? Like, of course she's gonna answer. She's probably hoping James is like, hey babes, babes, you want to come, you want to get back together or something like that, you know? I mean, she's weird. So then he's like, really, Rachel, like, seriously, for Tom Sandoval's 47-year-old cocky cock, really? Is that what's happening? You blew up your whole life for that? All your friends you had, all the girls that had your back, all the people who were saying you were smart when we know you're not very bright, this is what you did it for? Is that what you did it for? You had people who were vouching for something that doesn't exist, being your intelligence. Okay, is that what's happening? James was giving it to Raquel. You know, I mean, and then he says, you're not the brightest chick. Come on now. And she's like, okay, James, you're the last person to be talking to me. Allie is visibly uncomfortable. You know, she's just like, hang up, James. This is not her personality. She's like, no, this is definitely, you have opposites attract here, I think. I mean, we don't know Allie that well yet, but it seems like she's definitely not used to this kind of conflict that exists on the show and the type of personalities it takes to, you know, be on a reality show or to call someone out like that. So she's like, hang up, get off, no, hang up. But, you know, it was something that James Kennedy's like, I don't feel bad. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, I strike back. And now I can't wait to see him strike back at Tom Sandybutt at the reunion, because I think ultimately, you know, Raquel, super shitty to Ariana. But with James, I mean, like he said, Tom Sandybutt was your friend. And Tom Sandybutt did you dirty. And he tried to give you all the advice and pretend he was better than you for all these years. And now he's just going to do this. So I'm excited to see James and Lala have Ariana's back at the reunion, because it looks like they really are all up in Tom Sandy Butt's face, and I am here for every second of them dragging this man to hell. Okay. And I am sorry, not sorry about that at all. Okay, then frickin' A, here we go. Rachel Raquel in a grandma cardigan in her studio apartment with her chairs from Scandinavian Designs. I saw those there yesterday, kitchen table chairs with her little baby refrigerator and Graham, and she's walking around, and then here comes Tom Sandoval. And he's like, hey, Graham, because now Graham has a new daddy, and his name is Tom Sandoval, and he's still wearing all black. And I remember this because I remember when the paparazzi snapped this picture of him chain smoking, dressed in all black, looking ridiculous, walking down the street in North Hollywood to go to an apartment when you own a whole ass home with a real woman. Okay. So that's what he's doing. And then, then they like hug. And this is just like such a sad scene for them because they don't even realize yet how much they messed up. And Rachel Raquel, the amount of times she was just like, yeah, I mean, I don't think we're bad. I don't think we're the devil. And even Tom Sandybutt was like, I mean, we're kind of the devil. And she's like, I don't think so. I think that we're like, when I'm on stage and I'm thinking about how I'm going to stay up on my surfboard and all the judges are watching and we're at that convention center or the community college and then I trip over the surfboard and I say, oh, I hope I place in the top 40 of the pageant. I just think it's like that. He's like, excuse me? She's like, coulda, shoulda, coulda, luda, woulda. Have fun, Tom, explaining things to her for the rest of your life. But let's be real, you're probably cheating on her by now anyways. Thank you, Joleen, for the super chat. New subscriber, your recap is hilarious. You had me at Sandy, but yay. Thank you for becoming a subscriber, and thank you for the super chat. He immediately opens up the fridge then because these two can't do anything unless they're intoxicated. That's what I loved about Lala at James's house. She's like, oh, yeah, I'm sure he loved hooking up with the drunken mess, which is Rachel Raquel, because that's word on the street is that Rachel Raquel is just drink, and way too much, not a little too much, way too much, and is sloppy drunk around town. And as we've seen, her life has on this show and in her life has gotten progressively worse, and she's become this big partier like the Toms. I mean, the Toms are unfortunately just drunks. Like that's honestly, that's what they do. They're just always frickin' drinking, always like, when do we do shrooms? When do we do acid? Allegedly, you guys, okay? Everything I'm saying is alleged. Everything I'm saying is true, except for the parts that are false. Commentary. This is just what it looks like. And she's got a whole case of Coors Light. In her fridge. Who do you think that's for? When did we ever see Rachel Raquel on the show drink that? When did we ever think that she was drinking that? No, she, like Ariana said, she is defined by men, by the man she's with, unfortunately. No. Hello, producer Tilly has entered the chat. Once we get to almost 2 hours, she's like, you know what? You better hurry up, lady. So then they cheers, and I'm thinking, what the frick are these two cheersing for? This is not a cheersing time. This is a time where you should be sorry. You shouldn't be cheersing and having fun. This is not a celebration, bitches, but they clink their glasses and they go cheers, and they're drinking brown liquor, which isn't probably I think it's brown liquor, isn't going to end well for either of them. And this is what got them in trouble probably in the first place, this and their crazy egos. And I was so pissed that they were acting like it's a damn party. So then here come the shots. Everybody. Rachel Raquel's still wearing one of those tops she's always wearing. I forget now what they're called. Those like, what are they? They're like those Game of Thrones tops. We talked about them last time, and now I can't remember the name. So Tom Sandoval says, cheers to being in hell. And she's like, I don't think we're in hell. I think we're just like two people. It came out of left field, and we're just like two people who are friends, or just such good friends. And then we just decided that we love each other. And then we have this awkward moment where she goes over to him and they hug, and I'm thinking they're going to kiss. Then we're going to have to see them kiss. Oh my God, I'm going to need extra therapy. This is horrible. And so they don't kiss, but they say, he goes, oh, I just can't kiss on camera. And then she does that thing that she wants to kiss him on camera. She's like, I know, I can't either. It's so crazy. Because he's like, we can't kiss. And she's like, oh my God, right? It's so weird. Like, I can't either. I cannot. And the second he would pucker, even if he was going to sneeze, like, she would be in with the tongue, but she's pretending like, I cannot. Oh my God. I can't either. It's so weird. I can't. Like, girl, you can too. You can too. You want to tongue kiss him. Oh my God. So then, do I have that little clip? They talk about the families. This is the interesting part, you guys. He asks what her family, your mom probably like hates me. She probably wants me to dip out, right? She probably freaking hates me. And she's like, my mom said that what we're doing is wrong, and that when two people are in a committed relationship, they shouldn't cheat on each other. But I said, Mom, what about my quivering vaginals? I just can't say no. And my mom said, I guess that's okay, Rachel. And that's what happened. So she says, yeah, my mom hates you. And she goes, what about your family? And he says, oh, she's like, oh, you don't want to talk about it. And I'm like, he don't want to talk about it because allegedly these two went down to St. Louis for Christmas together to hang with his family. And there's pictures of them next to St. Louis monuments. So he somehow left the state of California, probably said he had to do something for the bar or his dumb band. And then she went too, and they hung out with his damn family. So he's probably like, oh no, I don't want them to be harassed because they were also a part of this cheating thing, and they were cool. My mom, she basically is doing anything because I owe her money, bro. I owe her so much money, but I'm gonna dip out on it for sure, dude, man, dude, man. So I was like, oh, okay. And then she's like, oh, you don't want to talk about it? Okay, we're gonna talk about it. And then he goes, oh, my family, they love you. And she was like, I love you too. And then he says, no, dude, I said they love you. And she's like, and he's like, I mean, but I love, he's like, but I love you too. I love you too. He don't mean it. He likes the way you make him feel. He likes that he feels less old and washed up with you. He likes that you still kiss him despite that creepy mustache. He likes that you're overlooking his lack of talent in the singing and you stand right in the front row and you're super tall. So you block other people from seeing how untalented he is. He likes that. But he don't love you. He don't know how to love anybody. And she's like, and I'm like, this is so cringe. So cringe. She's like, oh my God, this is the moment. We turn the lights down to the starlights. And she's like, I love you too. And he's like, oh. He's literally Beavis and Butthead. I said they love you. Bro. You are never, women, stop having sex with him. Please stop having sex with him. Stop rewarding him with vagina. He doesn't even know how to talk to a lady. Obviously doesn't know how to treat a lady. But even in this situation with the mistress, who he now should be, kissing up to, since this is who he's going to have to be with for a while because he's the most hated, especially at this time. And still, he's still like, oh, not you, bro. My parents said it. Stop having sex with him. Stop doing that, please. Do not show him your boobs. Don't show him your butt. Don't show him nothing. He's got to go to class. He's got to go to school. He's got to go to lady school. How to be a man, how to be a respectable human, how to treat a woman you're in a relationship with. Stop having sex with him. That is that is a gift. Save your flower for a plentiful garden. This man is, no. There are so many wieners out there. This is reality wiener. This is tainted reality wiener. Don't do it. Don't do it. And he's like, no, dude, I love you too. I love you too. And then they're like, God, this didn't go the way it's supposed to, dude. She's like, I know, it's not. And she's laughing. And every time these two idiots laugh, I just think of the scene from Uncle Buck.
You ever hear of a ritual killing?
That's they're just buzzing. And then they're like, let's go over, let's hug one more time. I mean, look at this chick. Do you think this chick feels bad? You had sex with your best friends, the girl who has your back. You've been having sex with her life partner, and you're just smiley, happy people in a freaking rainbow sweater when all the gays are mad at you. How dare you? How dare you be doing that when you know the gays are mad at you? Probably try to steal everybody's men. Now you can't steal a man. They go willingly. But still just going to say it like that because it's funnier. But still. So there she is, vape and all, just waiting all day in her tiny apartment. Poor Graham probably doesn't get out to walk because she's like, they don't mean to me. They don't mean to me. Sitting there waiting for Tom Sandy Butt to decide what he's doing, decide which black t-shirt he's going to wear with which black jeans, with which lifted shoes, which black jacket, or which baseball cap, and place every hair underneath his hat. I mean, just obsessively place it. And then, she's got her little confessional. Let me just close down some of these. So hopefully my computer is not freezing. But then she is just, she's giddy. She's giddy at the idea of being with Tom Sandoval. And it's actually really gross to watch, unfortunately. So then they go over to the couch, and Raquel starts, opening up about what's going on and what's happening and all this that they're going through. And she's still kind of giddy and she's still laughing. And I'm just like, what is so funny, Rachel? Why are you laughing? What's the big deal? I'm just going to make sure that I'm not frozen, you guys. Okay. I don't think I am, but my computer won't let me click on anything. So I'll just keep talking to you guys until it, okay, let's see, just connect this so that I can. All right. Let me know if you guys can hear me still. All right. You can still see and hear me. All right. I can't see you guys. So I'm going to have to look at my phone to make sure. Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, I'll keep an eye on the chat from my phone and let me know if you can't see me. Unfortunately, I cannot update the picture. So we'll have to go through this and I can't see my own screen. So I can read your comments off of my phone though. Okay. And if my computer does restart, it's just because it's full of this Vanderpump Rules screenshots and stuff. And I need to put more on my external hard drive. All right. So they go over to the couch and Raquel's like, how do I know that you're not going to do this to me? If you would cheat on Ariana, someone you love so much, how do I know it's not going to happen to me? And he's like, oh, come on. She's like, I just feel so isolated. It's like, all I have is you. Why don't I have you? I have my mom and my dad and Graham Cracker and my sister and the cactuses. And yeah. That's what I have. That's it. So then he's like, no, I wouldn't do all this. Unless it was worth it. And it's like, Rachel Raquel, this is exactly what's going to happen. You are going to, unfortunately, meet the same fate in this relationship as Ariana. Because that's what he does. He cheats. He cheats, and he doesn't care. So Jay Mars is saying toxic codependency. Yes. Good Golly says it's incredible. She said that because she recognizes how wrong it is. And that's what makes it even more, I think, just evil, is that she does know, and he knows as well, that he has a pattern of this, and that this is how this works. How you get them is probably how you're going to lose them. When it comes to cheating, he is now, like Linda said, a serial cheater. And she's just laughing like, I guess we'll just see if it's worth it. And she's like, I had sex with him. We had sexes. And I've never had physical, F-I-S-C-A, no, physical relations with someone I loved. So I should have probably held myself back, but my vagina was leading the way. And my mom said that that's okay. So I don't know. That's just what I did. But she basically is like, hey, I finally get to have sex with someone I love. Oh, shut up. Stop it. Like Ariana said early in this episode, shut up. We don't need to know that. You don't love him. He don't love you. You just love the doggy style. He just loves your doggy style. I don't know. It's just it's like that thing. Oh my, it's so bad. It is so bad. Oh, okay. Then we have a scene with the ladies going out dressed in all black, like a funeral. We have Charlie, Lala, Katie Maloney, Scheana shows up, and Sheena's sister. And I know Scheana is on her podcast. She said she's trying to get her sister on the show, and it has been renewed for season 11. So we'll see. But she doesn't want to work at SUR. Her sister doesn't. But she did say that the time she brought her sister in, she thought she did a good job. Okay. So Charlie is there, and we haven't really seen Charlie since the girls' trip. Oh, well, we saw her at the store when Rachel Raquel bought the lightning bolt necklace. Ugh. So they're there, and Ariana shows up wearing a freaking gold dress. Everyone's dressed in black, and Ariana's gold. And because we're good as gold. And now they have an Uber Eats commercial with Lala and Scheana and Ariana, and they're killing it. Just they're getting like boom, 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 cash money millionaire. And Tom Sandybutt's like, I guess we have to do another free show and pretend it was sold out for drunk ladies. I don't. Okay. Cool. Tom Sandoval. Care Bear is saying at Joleen in all exclamation points. What's up, Care Bear? I'm just looking at the screen from my phone because I can't see. So let me know what's up. But it's hard for me. I can't check any DMs or anything, just so you know. But shout out to my mods doing the Lord's work. All right. But Ariana looked so beautiful. And then, Scheana, when she shows up, Lala says, I know this is, a dumb question, but how are you? Because now Rachel Raquel has officially filed charges, or a restraining order, I should say, against Scheana. And Sheena's like, I cannot believe that this woman would do this to Ariana, obviously, and cheat with Tom Sandybutt, but that she would file a restraining order against me. The same way Ariana was like, and Tom Sandybutt was mad at me. He was yelling at me. Because according to Ariana, when this all first went down and they were, having their talk about what happened, he was yelling. They were in the backyard, and he threw a beer can against the wall in the backyard and was yelling at Ariana. But he's the cheater. Oh my gosh. I can't mod anyone. I'm sorry. You're not a mod, Care Bear? I can't mod anybody because I can't get to my thing. It's okay. Don't worry about it. As long as we're not getting anything too bad. But yeah, it was, oh goodness. So Scheana is very upset. She's crying. She's like, I let this woman live at my house. I paid for her to live. And Katie's like, yeah, you did. I've done so much for her, and for her to do this to me. This is just how diabolical and how cruel Raquel is, that she treats her girlfriends who treated her so well and had her back and really built her up to be something she wasn't, but wanted her, thought they were doing the right thing, you know, being her big sisters. Scheana's like, I was like a mother to her. I was like a sister to her. And this is what she does to me? Who is this person? Who is Rachel? I don't know her, you know? So, oh my goodness, seeing just how much Raquel disregarded her friends who did everything for her and how much she, you know, did for the guys, how worried, remember, she was about Schwartz, making sure he's happy. And I'm sure that was heavily guided by Tom Sandy Butt, kind of weaponizing her against the other women, because there's no doubt in my mind, and I think a lot of people now are on the same page, that this was something that Tom Sandy Butt and Tom Schwartz wanted Katie and Ariana off the show. They wanted to just move Raquel in and maybe Joe, the Avril Lavigne wannabe, in, and that's how it was. So they were going to paint the picture, obviously keep painting the picture that Katie was just so horrible. And she was just so, how dare she not let me make out with our coworkers and friends. And Ariana, how dare she? She doesn't really care about me. I make her a dumpling latte every morning. Dude, like, seriously, it's ridiculous. They wanted these women out, and they wanted it to be the Tom show with their new ladies, the ones that they felt like they had more control over, or who were stroking their egos more. So then, you know, Scheana expressed how upset she is. And then Katie says, oh, BT dubs, Tom Schwartz might be stopping by, because Katie had a little scene with Tom Schwartz, and he came by the house to drop off the dog, or to see the dogs, or to drop them off. I can't remember. I think to drop them off. And he's like, hey, Katie goes, I need to talk to you. And then he goes, can I get a Coke or something? And he goes into the fridge, and the or something is a Coors Light. So he pours himself a Coors Light. They sit on the couch, and Katie's like, how long did you know? How long did you know? I don't know. And then he lies. He lies like he lied to us. I knew for this amount of time. And Dad, no, I swear. And then she says, you're lying, Tom. Because back in October, even at BravoCon, when Raquel showed up in the Tom sweatshirt with barely nothing on underneath, I was giving you shit, being like, oh my God, she's clearly like a fangirl over you, and you guys clearly are doing stuff. And you told me, Tom Schwartz, that no, it's not for me. Believe me. She doesn't do that for me. So the only other person could be the other Tom. So that always sat in Katie's head, and she ended up telling Ariana and Scheana that as well when she was at Ariana's. But then she reminds Tom Schwartz of that, and of course, he's going to tell her she's a liar. He's going to gaslight her. That never happened. Nope, not true, not true. And it's like, who at this point believes anything Schwartz says? He has now become a habitual liar, what we've seen on the show. Remember when he disappeared? I still want to know where he was in Mexico. That night that Kristen and James, I think that was the same night that they all went down to the beach. They came back, and Tom Schwartz was like missing in Mexico for how many hours? And just drunk. What was he doing? They needed a special Dateline episode. Missing in Mexico, the Tom Schwartz story. What were you doing during those hours, Tom Schwartz? I need to know. So, I mean, and the fact that he cheated on Katie, and the fact that he just like gaslights her constantly, and he has his own form of emotional abuse that he puts upon her. And it's just a mess now. We don't believe anything you say, Schwartz. And so, but Schwartz is still, and then Katie finally is like, well, maybe you'll do the right thing. Maybe people will be surprised, and you could just do the right thing and tell the truth about how long you knew. Hi, Gio. It's frozen, but they can still see me, but I can't move. anything. Not Frozen like the Disney movie. They can still see me and they can still hear me, but this is just what happens if I open up too many windows. It's kind of
Can
full.
you close them?
See, you can see me.
Hi.
I can't. And my mouse just, if I move it, oh wait, maybe I can now.
You're
Just see
moving
how
it?
it goes really slow. My hype man husband Chell is here for technical assistance. So
Can
I just
close this stuff?
Yeah, just keep this window open. So
This one?
hold, please hit the like while we're doing it. Yeah, close that one. And then you can close all of these.
Oh, you can see you.
Yay!
All of how many do you have open, girl?
Go down to the bottom. Well, I've
my
asked the
God.
chat. I've been trying to close them as I go.
This is just like your closet full of junk.
No, my very important things.
Can I close this one?
Yes, close all of those ones.
Which ones are open? I don't know which ones are open.
Everything that's on this. Go to the bottom. I'll show you how to do it. Go to the bottom.
Here, you do it.
And then everything on that, you can close all those.
Just close it?
Yeah, you can quit that. See if I have too many of those open, then it goes cuckoo. All right, we're back. We're back, baby.
Oh, look, it's thinking.
IT husband is here.
Hi, I'm here, guys.
He's here. Don't worry, you can see his arm.
That's my arm.
That's his IT husband arm. All
Here,
right.
let's reenact. I slept with your best friend.
You would be dead. You wouldn't even be able to have the reenactment.
Oh no, my bar. Ah.
Did you watch the episode?
No,
You watched the one before it, though.
I was busy working at work.
No, but you watched the one when you were on a trip, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah.
Were you crying a lot?
No, it's my allergies.
Oh,
But I
okay.
did cry, yeah.
You saw the episode
I did.
here?
I did cry.
There's a lot of ice cream and tissue paper. Makes sense.
Where's ice cream?
I was just joking. I was
Oh,
building it
I was
up.
like, I would like some ice cream. Where is the ice cream? Oh my gosh. I mean, yeah, there wouldn't be time to talk. It would be a Dateline episode, and he knows it. And he understands. He's like, oh no, my bar, he keeps saying. Oh my gosh. No, you care about your bar, and that's fine. So Katie, yeah, she had that meeting with Tom frickin' Schwartz, and Schwartz tried to lie, and then he's like, well, maybe I knew about the one night stand, blah blah blue. So Schwartz comes, and we'll get to the conversation with Ariana. But there was also two little scenes that occurred where Lisa Vanderpump was able to meet with both of them. She meets with Ariana. This was a really touching, sad scene because it was almost like you feel as though Ariana, I don't know how close her mom lives to her. I know she's close with her mom, and we've seen her on the show and on her social media and stuff before, but I don't know if she was in town when this was going down. So when Lisa hugs her, I feel like Ariana collapsed into Lisa's arms as like a motherly figure, and that again is obviously the first place for me I want to go is, my mom. And I just want that comfort of like, my life is falling apart. Hug me, love me, I know. Ciao. Oh no, my bar. My husband, like, never. My husband's like, what's with all these Kleenexes? And here's what he was seeing, you guys, on my desk. Because I'm just like constantly like, oh, with my allergies. And
I know I'm sad about Tom's bar too.
you're sad about Tom's bar too. I'm so glad you're sad about Tom's bar. Marry a comedian, they said. It'll be fun, they said. So they have this conversation, and Lisa's just like, oh, darling, everything will be better. It'll be, oh, darling, oh, Ariana. And Ariana's just like, I have a lot of feelings. I feel like I want to vomit, cry. I feel like I'm dry heaving. I wake up and think about it. And Raquel better not come back to LA, because after Raquel and Tom's scene, we get a notification from the producers, and they throw this in the episode. After filming the scene, Rachel turned off her phone and was not seen or heard from for weeks. Yeah, because Rachel did not want to have to deal with the repercussions of their horrendous actions. And as we've seen, there is a very different response to Rachel than there is Tom Sandybutt. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's pretty gross that Tom Sandybutt can still be out there touring, doing music in his band, and you see these women. And I just saw stuff on social media about a couple of his latest shows, and there were these drunken girls who were just grabbing at him, he's shirtless all over them, and I'm like, what the frick? Raquel has to go to the mental hospital and hide out, and Tom Sandoval is on tour. So that's the difference between men and women in these cheating scandals, which is horrible, because Tom Sandoval should be at the mental facilities. He should be working on himself. because you just blew up not only your life, but a bunch of people's lives. And you seem to have no remorse over it. So every time this idiot started crying in this episode, I was like, fake, 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 fake. Because when he has this panic attack at Lisa Vanderpump's house and he starts crying and I can't breathe and like, I'm like, sir, you are out on tour. You are singing songs, making money off this. So give me a break. You don't care. He tried to go to Lisa's house. He tried to feed her his bullshit. And he thought Lisa would maybe fall for it. And she did say, you're not a bad person, Tom. You just did a bad thing. Here's my take on the Lisa. Lisa, you know, she's in business with Tom. Lisa is from a different generation. And she is, I love my Lisa Vanderpump, but she is from a generation of women who were conditioned to make excuses for men. Men will be men. Men will, you know, oh God. Because she even says at one point, she makes a comment like, I understood that Ariana and Tom weren't having physicals like they should, but not what really physical with one another. And then this 7-foot beauty queen comes in and, you know, he couldn't resist it. And it's like, no, we have to stop with that kind of talk when it comes to men. Like they can't control themselves. Men can control themselves. They can learn to control themselves, and they definitely can. They don't control themselves because we tell them you can't control yourselves. So the more you tell someone something like, well, you're just men will be men. That's what they do. They can't control themselves. They're ruled by their ween or their da-da-da-da. Then they're going to start doing that. But if we say, no, you have to be accountable for your wiener. You've got to have more power up here than in the little baby head down there. You have to be accountable. This isn't men will be men. This isn't, you know, like it's one of those things where it's like almost like women are just these vixens, these sex objects that you just, you know, she came in with her long legs and her beauty school dropout style, and obviously he could not say no to her. And it's like, no. He can control himself. This isn't, we have to stop letting him off the hook this way. Stop. But yeah, here's Lisa. And I think she said, I will never do anything but condemn what he did, you know, but, you know, I'm not going to turn my back on him. And they are in a business together, and she is like the mom. So I do understand a little bit of that. She's like, they've all done bad on some level or the other. This one's just a little bad, but they've all been guilty of things. But this one's the worst of all. This is a really bad one. So, you know, it's just, so I can understand, but I will say Lisa has been notorious for excusing bad behavior from the men. And, you know, you look at the Kristen Doty situation as well, too. Obviously, no love lost between them, but there are, you know, James Kennedy gets he gets all these opportunities to improve himself. And I feel like Kristen was a mess, too. And she has actually improved herself, but she definitely was not given the same allowance as James. But then you can argue that James's family was friends with Lisa. James is friends with Max, but look at how he treated Max, you know. So I do think it's a generational thing. I think there's, you know, a misogyny aspect to this. I think, yeah. So didn't love that she was like, oh, he couldn't help himself. But I do understand. I'm not, you know, I do understand, you know, with Lisa, you know, why it is that way, you know. And I think she said he's not a bad person because she wants him to like leave Villa Rosa and not like jump off the cliff right there and scare the little ponies. So she's just like, oh my God, I mean, what do you say when someone is either faking or having a legitimate panic attack? And the panic attack, if this was what that was, and this wasn't some kind of acting, this was just because he realized he couldn't manipulate Lisa into this narrative that Ariana, she's just always like so mad at me. She has trust issues, because he tried to throw out all these things. And Lisa's like, well, yes, darling. I mean, trust issues. I mean, that obviously is not going to help her if you're cheating on her with a friend. And he's like, oh, fuck. And then all of a sudden he's realizing, oh, I'm losing control of this. I'm losing control of this. And so it's all about his control, nothing to do with who he hurts. Probably about, his band and will he be able to afford to pay his band and Venmo them to actually have music playing while he screams into the microphone. So, and does horrible karaoke. But that's what that was. So I'm sure Lisa just is like, okay, darling, now let's leave. Let's just get you out of here. Let's carry on, okay? Take your tea to go. No, take the whole pot. I don't need it. I'm very rich. I'm a rich bitch. But I thought, even the cinematography in this episode was like very like a movie, like a HBO limited series, the way they placed everything was quite beautiful, especially this one in particular. And, Lisa's like, what are you going to do? He's like, she deserves better. She's like, so you're going to move on with someone else? Let her move on with someone else? Yeah, she deserves more, man. Like, what is up with this 56-year-old man constantly with the dude, man, dipping out, dude, man. Again, you're talking to Lisa Vanderpump. He needs an etiquette class. He needs so much help. But there he is. And I can't breathe. And he's up against her windows. And I'm like, oh my God, they just Windexed that window. There's so many windows in that home. And I just think of the amount of time that, the people who work at her home have to take to make sure those windows, and his total disregard for the fact that you could have your panic attack away from glass. You could easily have had that on a couch. You could have just stepped away from the window a little bit, but look at him. He's going to get his hot breath all over it. He's going to get his grease from his mustache and his hair and his, the acid that's coming out of his body from partying the night before, allegedly. Molly, whatever that does. Probably put Vaseline all over his face because it felt so good when he was dropping the ecstasy, allegedly. So he just got it all dirty. I'm like, you are dirtying up Lisa Vanderpump's house. Okay. It's one thing to be a cheater, but then to just come in there and people work so hard. They have actual jobs. They're just the face of a business and then fuck that up, even though that's pretty damn easy work, sir. And now you're just going to sully that up with your bad cheating breath. So it's just a horrible place to have. And then, yeah, I wish Rose too, the Swans would have pecked at him. That would have been fantastic. The mustache grease. And then you're probably scaring the horsies. It's a very tranquil place. It's Villa Rosa. It's very tranquil. You're taking your negative energy. It's the goodbye, Kyle energy you're bringing in that we don't need at Villa Rosa. Okay. It's still haunted by the ghost of Kyle Richards. Goodbye, Kyle. Ken is napping. He is drinking an Ensure. He's having soup. He's somewhere in a pink room, just trying to relax and watch the Andy Griffith Show in peace. And you are disturbing him with your fake little panic attack, Tom. So I was just annoyed, if anything, by his panic attack. I'm like, goodbye, Tom. Go home, Sandoval. Go home. I wish Ken would have been like, goodbye, Tom. Go home. You cheater. But then, Lisa says, oh, Ken was a little crazy back then too. Now back to the scene I was talking about with the ladies and the dressed in all black funeral of Tom. Charlie's like, Tom's funeral. And I'm like, yeah. So they're having drinks. And then Katie's like, I did talk to Schwartz. Schwartz is going to show up because she's like, Schwartz, you have to talk to Ariana because she's your friend and she deserves more than this shitty text you sent her. So Schwartz didn't really check in on Ariana, who was a groomsman in his wedding. A groomsperson, I should say. And he sends her this text. Hey, let me pull up one that doesn't have this pulled out, or maybe I don't have one. We'll just read this one. Hey, I'm sorry. You just got humiliated and your life partner, blew up your whole world. Hey, I fully understand and deserve your anger. It didn't even spell your, Again, you're 45, Tom Schwartz. There's no reason you should be doing you are in the text. You have to grow up. Anger and disappointment towards me. But please leave Schwartz, my fan. Oh, no, wait. Oh, no, this is Tom's letter. Oh, this is Tom's letter. Fudge. But that one was bad, too. I did a whole video on this thing. Ugh. Okay, the text message from Tom Schwartz to Ariana. I thought I had it here. But anyways, let's just read this again because this shit was ridiculous. Hey, I fully understand and deserve your anger and disappointment towards me, but please leave Schwartz, my friends, my family out of the situation. Schwartz, specifically, after Schwartz asked him. Only found out about this very recently, but you went on a couple's trip. And most definitely did not condone my actions, but his girlfriend is best friends with your mistress. This was a very personal thing. Was it though? Because you did it in public. Also, Schwartz and Sandy's might have my name on it, but it also, there are 3 other partners and 20 employees who especially rely on the restaurant for income for them and their families. And guess whose problem that is? Yours, Tom. You have to worry about that, not us. You. Quit putting that off on us. It's your bullshit. Just like Tom, I'm a small part, we know, of a much bigger thing. You're just the face and you fuck that up. Please direct your anger, bloobity blue, nothing wrong. I'm so sorry to my partners, Greg, Brett, and Schwartz, and our employees have to suffer from my actions. I will be taking a step back and taking a hiatus. We wish. Now he's on tour. Out of respect for blah, blah, blue, I need some time to address things. He took like -2 seconds. Sorry for everything. And it's like, where's the sorry for Ariana? The woman you actually hurt. You monstrous man. So anyway, Schwartz had sent her a text, and Katie's like, she deserves more than your shitty text. And he's like, okay, I guess. God, it's so hard. So then Schwartz shows up and he's like, hey guys. Hey. Dressed again in the divorced dad on custody weekend outfits of choice that he does. And Ariana was not having it. She's like, all right, you guys, girls, go have a drink. Schwartz, if you want to talk to me here. And Lala says, if you need us, we'll be back. We're right around the corner, girl. And Schwartz tries to play his man baby thing. Same thing you did with Katie. I'm just a guy trying to feed my family. And then talking about sharks, or not sharks, alligators in Florida, trying to be cute. It's not cute, Schwartz. It's not cute. It's not cute. Baby men aren't cute. Babies are cute. Men are cute, not baby men. You got to grow up. So then he shows up and he says, I really want to talk to you because, I'm not going to. And she's like, if you are going to stand up for Tom or say he's having a really hard time, I'm going to walk away. He's like, I'm not, but I'm having a hard time. So basically, he's just talking about himself and his business and how it's affected him. And then he says, I told Tom to, take care of it, to handle it. She's like, I'm not it. I'm his girlfriend. I'm his partner. She gets very emotional. And I'm thinking, that's what they think of these women. They just are accessories to their lives. They don't respect you. They don't think of you on the same level as them, which is shocking. Because they are leaps and bounds ahead of you. You two are failures at this. I mean, you had one job and it was to continue to be drunken, likable fools. And you couldn't even do that. No one was asking much of you. The mediocrity was just dripping off you. And yet, you still couldn't even keep that together. So he was getting schooled by Ariana, and he needs to get schooled by Ariana. Thank you so much, RPM, for the super sticker. Appreciate that. And he came in, and Ariana was just like, no, here's what we're not going to do. This isn't going to be a Tom Sandoval pity party. And also, I was his girlfriend. I was his effing ride or die. I would have done anything with this guy. So how dare you come in here and refer to the situation as as in something to take care of so that your stupid business can do well. Because F your business at this point. F your business. There are human beings involved. There's like real feelings and real betrayal. And you're talking about a bar. She's like, he couldn't even, she's like, I stuck up for that man. I even stuck up for that man to you. I even did the thing so that told him to go get his sperm tested, and we were going to do just in case one day I could give him that if he really wanted that, because I loved him that much, even though I told him from day one I didn't want kids. I didn't want marriage. And George is like, oh, okay. And Ariana's having these true emotions and tears and crying. And Tom Schwartz is like a freaking robot. Is this dude okay? Tom, he like, huh? He just sat there. Like, he didn't console her. He didn't. But then again, what did we expect when we saw how he was with Katie? He just okay, well, I'm gonna take my athleisure ass home, I guess, and pet my dogs and let more of my friends masturbate in my dirty apartment. Bye. What is this man doing? What is this man's problem? Why is he like this? I mean, we kind of talked about why he's like this, but it was very, very annoying to see Ariana again open up, be so vulnerable and raw, and he's just like, not even nothing, just well, all right, so do you want to hear about my bar? No? Okay. And look, it looks like a scolded child, and all he's being fed are like real human emotions, and he's like, oh shit, am I in trouble? This all this man is worried about is if somehow he is in trouble, or this is the best thing Katie did was get out of that marriage, because he cannot console her in that moment. He's not even there to hear her out. He's not even there for her. He's there for him. He's there for Tom Sandoval. And most importantly, he's there for their business. He doesn't care. I mean, he didn't respect his own wife. Then why would he respect someone else's or someone else's life partner in that regard? So this was just a crazy, crazy, crazy finale episode. I'm trying to see if I missed anything else, you guys, but we're 2.5 hours in, so I don't want to keep you much longer. I said I was going to try to get through these a little quicker, but there's just so much. I mean, it was crazy. It was just so much. Yes, witness, these Toms are losing with a capital L, with a capital L. They are losing, and they have no idea. I think they're still a little bit in denial, because, okay, let's see, what was the last scene? Okay, oh God, I'm missing, oh my God, the Scheana scene. Holy shit, Joleen, how could you forget that? Okay, I think that's the last scene. So we talked about the Kristen Doty scene a little bit. So Kristen Doty comes by. I thought the Kristen Doty scene was just so, I just thought it was great. It was beautiful. Kristen Doty handled it perfectly. And she was, hey, Tilly. Tilly's just like, I'm going to just walk over your shit. I don't even care. So Kristen Doty, and like we were talking about earlier, Ariana had this wonderful scene where they both just hug each other and are showing each other so much love. And Kristen shows up and she's like, both of our ex-boyfriends, like Ariana's making the joke about that. And it was nice to just see these women in the end. I mean, they've been friends for a long time. Kristen Doty has been saying since the beginning of Scandoval, like, you guys know, I am, of course, not happy that this happened. Ariana's been my friend. We were so much younger then. Me and Tom should have broke up a long time before. Tom and Ariana's relationship's on another level than my relationship was with Tom. They're life partners, business partners, homeowners together. Like, no, please don't ever think that I would be happy about this. Because in the beginning, people were tagging Kristen Doty like, oh, you must be so happy or vindicated. She's like, no, my friend is hurting. And I know what it's like because this guy hurt me too. So Kristen Doty, clearly, like Gino's saying, she's grown so much growth. She was so Midwesternly beautiful in this scene, and coming from the Midwest, maybe I'm biased, but she was so Michigan mom in this, and I loved it when she grabs Ariana and she's like kissing her head, and even the language she was using, I'm like, oh my God, this Kristen Doty is everything. This version is everything. She grabs Ariana, and Ariana's like kind of apologizing to her from back in the day, and their situation. And she's like, oh my God, pish posh on me. Pish posh. I'm here for you. And she gives her a kiss on the head. And I'm like, this is beautiful. You see these two women who have been victims of this freaking POS and his lies and cheating. But they've come so far and grown so much. And Kristen Doty is so much better off. Obviously, she's not dealing with, I mean, her guy now seems like a very nice, just like down to earth Michigan dude. I mean, I don't think he's from Michigan, but he was talking about like, you know, fishing, and he just seems very, I don't know, he seems like a calming force, and seems cool. So good for her. Yeah, she's from Michigan. She's on a journey and a Jersey. She's on a Jersey to Jersey. So I loved this moment that these two women had. I'm trying to pull up a screenshot here of them. And then she brings over her crystals, and she brings over this sound bath ear thingy, very LA, very West Hollywood, very Witches of WeHo. And they both laugh over, you know, being exes of Tom. And that, no, girl, you don't pish posh me. You did me a favor, I think Kristen Doty tells her, which was really beautiful, because look at Kristen Doty's face here when she says about your ex-boyfriend. Because I think she says, well, I'm going to need alcohol if we're talking about your ex-boyfriend. And Ariana goes, you mean our ex-boyfriend? And they have all of, you know, they just have this like moment where they're able to, unfortunately, you know, relate on this level of his pattern of cheating and deception and pitting women against each other. But then you just see this sort of thing. It's just what I loved. I'm like, oh my God, make Doty, I don't know if she wants to be a mom, but this was so Midwestern mom of her. It was really beautiful. And she just like gives her a kiss on the head. And she says, pish posh. It's not about me. Like, oh my God, you did me a favor. I didn't have to deal with him. I'm so sorry you had to deal with him for so long. And she's able, that's true growth. Like that is, wow. You look at these men on this show, the Schwartz and the Toms, and they're so self-absorbed and everything's about them. And they're so narcissistic. And then to see someone who's been through the pain of Tom, and, you know, Ariana and Kristen at a time, they went head to head about Tom. And then we see the flashback of Kristen saying, you win, Ariana, you win, never knowing where Tom is, never knowing, you know, who he's texting. And you win being with the biggest liar or whatever I've ever known, or the best liar I've ever known. But in this moment, she's grown so much, and she's like, no, we're friends. I love you. And I hate to see you in this kind of pain. And it's not about me. You know, I had my time to process that. I did the dirt too. And now I have a whole new life. And I was like, this is beautiful. This is growth. This is what this looks like, Toms. In case you're wondering what it looks like. This is it, bro. And then she came in telling her, you look so skinny, and it's exactly what you want to hear from a girlfriend when you're going through a breakup where you just got cheated on by your dude with a younger woman who everyone says is, you know, a beauty pageant queen, even though Ariana said last night she has never won any beauty pageants. Ariana on Watch What Happens Live last night, I might have to do a separate episode about that, because she was so good on Watch What Happens Live. I wish they would have done a special. I still think Andy needs to do, and maybe Peacock will be having longer, because they are going to have longer videos or formats of the reunion that are going to air on Peacock the day after each 3 parts of the reunion. So Peacock will have like extended footage of the interview. And I know he sat down and interviewed Ariana, Tom, and Raquel by themselves. However, I wish that he would have done a longer one with Ariana. And I think we need an updated reunion. I think we need an updated reunion, you guys, because there's so much. We've never had a situation like this where it was like happening in real time. So I think we need an updated reunion, because now even Ariana said, I know so much more. Like, I wish I would have known going into the reunion, or that what I know now. But she did say she has no lingering questions. But I still have questions, and I would still like to see Tom and Raquel dragged, even though I haven't even seen them dragged yet at the reunion. I would like to see, with all the information out there, invite old cast members, okay? This is the moment where Kristen comes back, shit, let Jax back in then. Not on the show. I'm still not sold on Jax coming back on the show, but let him do a reunion dragging, show up like a blast from the past, like, Tom Sandoval, this is your life. And then drag him, like the opposite of It's a Wonderful Life. They show up to hate on you, not to help you save your home. They show up to burn your house down. Okay, he's the anti-George Bailey. That's what Tom Sandoval is at this point. He's like evil George Bailey. More dragging. I want more. And that is, that would be really, that would be good to watch. And also, it's been asked, even with Ariana, like, some people think like the bullying or I don't even know what the words they used of Tom and Rachel Raquel. Nobody is getting bullied. Nobody is getting, people are being held accountable for their actions, and people who invested in the show and watched it for a long time have opinions on it, and they are letting those opinions out. When you act like a trash human, people might call you out on it. It's not going to be forever, but it's okay for people to have opinions on the internet. They're not threatening you. A lot of people have opinions about me, and I'm a nobody. So if I can get dragged, you can get dragged, sir. And you're making a lot of money off this to get dragged. So, and your feelings aren't hurt. You're on tour. Like I said, this man don't care. This lap dance is not free. This man does not care. He does not care. Yeah, it's a Scandoval life, Susan, the evil George Billy. So I loved this scene. And then finally we have Scheana meeting up with Scandoval. He comes over to her home. Brock is very cold to him, which I was like, yes, Brock, you be cold to him. F that guy. Okay. Tom comes in and Scheana is just asking all the questions. She's the one on Ariana's side who's sitting down with him because she had a relationship with him, a friendship. They're not romantic, but they've been friends for 13, 14 years, whatever. And she feels really betrayed because she said in the early days of Vanderpump, when nobody wanted to photograph with her and she was like the one that, was kind of the villain, I guess, on the show, or the enemy of the other girls, he pulled her in. He put his arm around her. He said, hey, come on. She had her questions about him in the past, but then she buried those down because Ariana said, this is my man. And that's what you have to do. Unfortunately, as friends, you have to sometimes put up with someone is probably not going to be the best for your friend, and hope that your friend wakes up. And then you'll be there. And like Scheana says, like, you didn't have to have sex with her best friend. You didn't have to F her best friend. You didn't have to F Rachel Raquel. I don't even know who you are. I don't want to be your friend. Just like Ariana told Tom Schwartz, I cannot be your friend no more. I do not want this man in my life. Scheana says, I don't want to be your friend. I don't even know who you are. You're a freaking monster. And you could have broken up with her. There is no excuse. I tried to, she wouldn't let me. That's all bullshit. Like, all you had to do was break up with her. And then we would pick up the pieces. And if she wouldn't let you, you could call her mom. You could call me. You could call her brother. And we would all show up and we would pick up the pieces that you fucking left. And this is Scheana's best performance she's ever had on this damn show. She made so much sense. She spoke from the heart. And she really, I think, said a lot of the things that you want to see Ariana's best, her bestie, being Scheana say, and also someone that Tom Schwartz or Tom Sandoval considered a best friend or a close friend. Who knows what he considered? I mean, Scheana does have a lot of best friends. She does. But I was proud of her too. Fake Meryl. I was proud of her too. I thought she really just stood up for her. She just came in guns blazing, like she had it. Boom, boom, boom. She was just so on point. And the way she described, like, basically calling him out again as a coward. You could have just broken up with her. You could have told us. We would have been there and pick her up like we're doing right now. We pick up the fucking pieces because we love her. And you could have just left like the asswipe you are. And then she was like, I got to feed my baby. I want to leave. You could tell she was very hurt. I mean, she's talked a lot about on her podcast about mourning this relationship with Rachel, with Tom Sandoval. And also, how horrible she feels for her friend Ariana going through this, obviously. And then she was met with this stupid restraining order that really inhibited her from, filming stuff, and I'm sure scared her, and also more than scared her, hurt her, because she did so much for Rachel Raquel to then go and have freaking, raw dog on her counter and in her own bed with probably Tom Sandoval. And then Tom Sandoval says here, that Rachel Raquel isn't the only one he's cheated with, which obviously, duh, we knew that. Then in this finale, we find out that maybe, well, I guess we don't find out that maybe it was Billy, but there's a nice flashback to when they were at the reunion a couple years ago when Billy was on the show. And word on the street is Billy is trying to be a stand-up comedian now. So if I run into her at a show, that would be weird. Not that I would ever like say anything to her about a reality show thing, but apparently there was allegations, I totally forgot, that Billy and Sandoval hooked up. And now Billy is hanging out with Tom Sandy Butt, and the paparazzi's, you know, TMZ and shit is posting pictures of that. I'm thinking, Billy, no, don't do it, girl. Don't do it. Oh, no, don't do it. And then last night I watched Evans Live, Ariana was asked if this other woman that Tom claims he cheated with as well, if she knows who she is. And Ariana goes, I think so. And Andy said, do I know who she is? Is she in the Bravoverse? She goes, she's not in the Bravoverse, no. But she's someone I think fans might know who it is. So that's alluding to that she doesn't think it's Billy, but now that Billy's hanging out with Tom Sandy Butt, I'm looking at the side eye, all the side eyes. I'm like, all my allergy eyes are like, what? Billy, are you trying to get back on the show too? Are they trying to get a friend? Because at first I was like, okay, maybe it's just if he's going to film again, they need some kind of friendship. So they're like, let's bring Billy back. She wants to be on the show. She'll talk to him. But now I'm like, oh shit, there was allegations with those two. They definitely did something. I'm going to say it. I know Ariana wouldn't say that, but I'll say it. They definitely did something. Billy, what'd you do? What'd you do, Billy? Oh my goodness. Old news, yep. But I forgot about the Billy thing. Yeah, and I mean, there's more than one other woman. But then Scheana's like, I got to feed my baby. Get out of here. And then Scheana said on her podcast that she threw away all of her anything that Tom Sandoval had given to her in the past, any presents or any Tom things. And because she was like, and then she saged her place, I think. She's like, I can't have that kind of energy. I can't have my energy. Oh, I know. I loved in this. Yeah, when Lala was like, we got to open the case back up. That case went cold, but it's warming back up. So there we go, you guys. That, I think we got through all the biggest scenes, maybe even even the little scenes in this season finale of Vanderpump Rules. And we did it. And we're under 3 hours, which is huge for us. This season of Vanderpump Rules, we have been going well over 3 hours because there's just so much. What a finale. Like I said, the allergies and the tears speak for themselves. What an episode. I really hope that the direction of this show heads in the empowerment of the women on this channel, because they've on this show, because they've really come together. And I would love to, this has been expressed on Bravo social media, Bravo Reddit, and I agree wholeheartedly, to see a show about Katie and Ariana, newly single, opening up something about her. I mean, obviously that would be a part of their storyline for next season, but I wouldn't mind seeing, we get spinoffs of Candy Got Married, Tardy for the Damn Party got how many seasons, and that show sucked. No offense, all offense. But that, I mean, maybe one season was okay, but afterwards you're like, okay, how many times can we see this lady in a wig drink out of a red Solo cup and yell at people? And, gamble away her money, allegedly. So Ariana and Katie can't get a little spinoff? Lala too? I mean, they're literally they could be this, you could still have season 11 of Vanderpump Rules with the women watching the story, but you could also see how this little spinoff happens with almost a Real Housewives type, because now you have, the real single wives. They're all recently single, and they're all making money moves. Okay? Tom Sandy Butt is making coupon, free voucher moves, and these women are making money moves, and I would love to see that. Yeah. The girls of VPR would be fantastic. 500 likes. Keep liking. We were over 800 strong most of the video, so keep liking and comment after the video post, you guys. I love to hear what you have to say, and I like to go back and look at the live chat as well when I can, because you guys always have fantastic insight and hilarious commentary as well. So, right. Oh my God, Canary. I love it. A spinoff. Toms go down the toilet. The toilet Toms. And yeah. Also, let me know in the comment section after this video post, do you have to? This is a big question that's been asked around a lot within the Bravoverse and Bravo social media. Do you think Tom and Rachel Raquel have to be back next season, or would you be okay with them not coming back? I'm positive they're going to come back. But would you prefer they not? Or do you think we need? I'm mixed about it, because when I see Tom and Rachel Raquel and their atrocious behavior in these episodes, I'm just like, oh, fuck these guys. I don't ever want to see them again. But then I think I would like to see a season of them getting dragged and no one wanting to film with them and what happens. And now allegedly they broke up, which, yeah, right. We'll see. I mean, he's probably cheating on her for sure. But Ariana said she's still sending letters to him from the mental facility. Oh my goodness. So definitely let me know. Yeah, they'll be back. Money. Let me know once the video posts in the comment section. And thank you guys so much. Shout out to my mods. Thank you for helping me in the chat, and also or doing all the monitoring in the chat. Thank you for all the super chats, you guys. I really appreciate it. Welcome to all my new members on YouTube. We do have a Night Pants with Nana exclusively for our members in the YouTube Besties membership tier, coming at you this Friday like we do, and some other content as well. So I'll be back very soon with more Bravo Vanderpump. We got Big Brother season coming up. Lots of fun stuff happening. So I'll be back very soon with that. Thank you for putting up with me and my allergy self. And always remember to enjoy yourself, because it's later than you think. Good night, guys.